back, adventurers. My name is Eli, the Game Master, and this is A Good Day to Die. Last we left off, the group had ventured into the graveyard to search for a magical flute for their new friend, who is setting them up with a meeting for his father, High Lord Mayor Hawthorne. Melkor had sent them to this graveyard where they had encountered a puzzle that they had to complete to safely pass into the sepulture of... what was his name? I have it written down. Merwin. Of the old King Merwin. They were unsuccessful in solving the riddle. A statue came alive. They did battle with the statue, opened up the coffin, and saw that a tunnel had been formed into the depths of the graveyard. Manzarek has been bolstered by a new discovery that an old friend may be nearby, and he is searching for him herewith, and we will pick it up there. So, as you all jump into this hole that had been dug into the coffin in the sepulture of the graveyard, the hole itself looks like it was dug by a small creature. This mechanically means that this is not only difficult terrain, you are all mechanically crawling, unless you are a small creature. So that means if you are a medium-sized creature, you are crawling, your speed is quartered. If you are a small creature, it is difficult terrain, your speed is halved. However, in the cramped area that you are in, you will be taking -4 on your attack and -4 to your AC. Also, we have always played before that you will be able to pass through friendly squares, but because the tunnel is so cramped, this is not the case this time. The order that you have ascended into this is the order that you are in now. And now that I'm looking at the group's lineup, I would like to remind everyone, you don't have to be this, but I think Shane or Ragnar was the last person to go in.
Yeah.
I think everybody else had already went in before he had to wait for his enlarged person to wear off so that he could party in the tunnels. Where is Reato? Okay. He's facing the wrong way. Reato, he's backed into the tunnel now. He can't turn around. Oh, he's panicking.
His wingspan is just like...
He can't fly in the tunnels.
You can't fly in general. That kind of rap.
I imagine you standing on the edge of a cliff being like, go, Reato, be free. Oh.
It looked like he could have been done.
He didn't even flap. He's just like... Oh.
He don't want me to shot him.
Ooh. Anyway. So as you descend into this, I will remind you all that this graveyard is several hundred years old. That means the ground that you are descending into has been undisturbed for centuries, literally. It is moist, it is loamy, and it is cool as you begin to make your way into this tunnel. Now, everyone that's a medium-sized creature, you are unable to stand erect in this tunnel, even hunched over. Everyone that's medium-sized, you are kind of army crawling your way through this tunnel. Now, through the Kobold Caverns, it was stone floors, stone walls, stone ceilings. It was a naturally formed tunnel system. This has been dug by something through just the ground. And periodically, you'll get to a place where soil has been dispersed, and you'll have to move it yourself. And as you do so, you feel the moist soil begin to kind of collate on your chest and kind of press into your armor as you're moving through. You feel it getting under your fingernails and in your hair as you begin, or lack thereof, as you make your, in the feathers of your raptor. It's a real problem. You know how it is. As you start making your way through this very narrow tunnel. And a new kind of mechanic is, it is pitch black down here. There is no ambient light at all. So if you do not have dark vision, you cannot see at all. As you are going down into this tunnel, You are just trusting that the companion ahead of you is there for you as you begin to move through it.
Do you guys have poof now?
I don't remember who has it.
Do it.
A former person had poof.
Ah, yes. Sure. So any treasures that you can recall,
Nothing. That's really
him having, you may have now too.
I can see perfectly fine. Perry can see
You want
perfectly
food?
fine.
Yeah.
Ragnar would probably need. Do you not have dark vision?
No.
Aren't you half orc?
Huh?
Are you half orc?
No.
I thought you were half orc for whatever reason.
I is human.
No, I'm just ugly. Thanks for bringing attention to it.
Hey, I call him as I see him. Point,
No.
When we get out of here,
point the horns, point your wings.
when we get
Go foos.
move.
I can't see it, so you didn't see it.
Yeah. Hey, you making fun of me back there?
You're in the back.
I will turn this tunnel around. Yeah, he can't see. He doesn't know where you are.
I'm next to the button to shift this whole thing.
I was looking up something really important. Oh yeah.
really important.
Alex. Tell me more.
Does the event that shit?
Tell me more, tell me more.
More.
I resisted the urge. I'm so disappointed in you guys.
Are you disappointed?
Yeah.
I fought that urge. It was low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
And you know, we're proud of you. Finally,
The easiest,
No, this is the urge.
the easiest stuff to pick, and you can't even wander it. That's why you're playing the paladin.
I don't get it.
You
I'm
don't
gonna sink this, and you're all gonna see it.
can't-
What's good?
They saw none.
He missed.
Nope, it still didn't show up.
That flame
God.
Sucks.
Anyway,
That's it, guys. It's over.
just rip the cameras out of the wall. Anyway, people watching this are like, are they going to play? Or anyway. So as you begin making your way through this tunnel, is there anything any of you would like to do as you begin to descend down into this cold day?
Yes. Assuming that there may be trouble, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Chanting and toning.
Yeah.
You press it. You press your hand to your chest, and for a moment, you all see this like soft glow of, and then it disappears as you see this kind of like silhouette of light appear over Perry and then vanish.
Mage armor grants you armor bonuses, right? I can also give you a deflection bonus of 2 if you'd like.
For now, or if it's fine, just with that.
Okay. I would also like to cast Detect Magic.
On
On myself.
you are magical.
Cool. More of just to see if I see any sort of
Your
magical-
personality more than
Thanks. More to see if there's any sort of magical auras.
seems like a tunnel.
I cast Feather Step on myself,
Okay.
which means I am not affected by any difficult terrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat trick. He's
So-
gliding through.
I will say, however, that doesn't allow you to pass through blocked
That's fine.
areas. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, if it ever opens up, I'm not.
He's gone.
Oh, I got you. So,
So you and I are very uncomfortable right now.
Maybe I should cast someone.
Oh, it's fine. You
No, I'm gonna hold on to that so I can cast on one of them when I can touch one of them.
Okay.
well, you can touch one of them.
There's a paladin in full armor in front of you.
Yeah. You don't like him though, remember?
Military army crawling in full.
You just gaslight.
I think that was the thing.
Remember how you said how much you hated him?
Oh yeah, totally.
Now that you mention it.
What's this door a lot?
Well, you're ahead of us, Perry. So
I lead the way.
Why did you old lady
I'm
scoop
gonna cast it on Damon. So Damon, you are not affected by this difficult terrain.
So as your army crawling through there, you just kind of like lean over and you're like, you're right?
I thought I broke something.
Oh, yeah.
30 minutes.
all right.
Can I also cast Death Watch?
You might.
Because it allows me. I'm looking to see if it has to be a creature I see. No, if there's a creature in the area in front of me, I can immediately know their condition.
Okay.
So more life detection.
All right. Chant, tone.
Move forward.
As you begin making your way through this tunnel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 out of 5, 6. 2. So, Damon, as you're making your way through this tunnel, there's... You have poof, Ragnar?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's actually called.
Yeah, an ion stone.
Purple, I think.
Do you have it activated?
I think
Yeah, I was gonna activate.
I'm not sure. I think it's white. I could be wrong.
What glorious bad news have you picked up for me?
I think it was things.
Okay, so Ragnar's in the back. The light's in the back. There are 2 people. You cannot see anything. As you begin moving through the tunnel, you feel dirt begin to fall on your face. And you kind of like, right? And you hear this noise as you feel more and more dirt fall on you. And then in like the briefest of moments, whenever Rayado and Manzarek shift, you see the light emitting from Ragnar and his ion stone that's floating above his head illuminate the area around you in very dim light. You see a small hole appear just above you, and you see a creature poke out like a tiny sentinel as it looks at you, and you see tiny beady eyes reflect in the light as it turns its head. And you hear this very, very faint squeak eke out. In that moment, you hear that scratching sound begin to emanate from all around all of you. As dirt begins to fall from the roof, and underneath you, you feel the ground begin to shift, as suddenly the area that you are cramped into begins to flood with rats. And I would like you all to roll for initiative. Nice.
Eli, we liked you.
We haven't even
Eli.
done anything yet.
We're just
We just started. Who starts a conversation like this? Dr. Isaac.
It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic.
Yay!
It's an epidemic. 6.
You said, damn it.
Oh God.
Ragnar.
Hot foot. Hot flat.
Well, yes.
You said,
Oh
damn
God.
it.
Press
Nice.
Nice.
Mice? I thought they were rats. Manzarek.
24.
And Perry?
28.
You know, I was feeling really good about my
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta add the O.
Good, that makes up for my nat 1.
I had to like I numbered the the initiative to 25. I had to add 3 more points.
I was feeling real good about my 12. I rolled a 13. I was like, middle of the pack. No, I'm like second to last in the party.
It's fine. There's some things you're really good at.
So with your dark vision, you see dirt begin to fall in clusters in front of you, and you hear that very faint scritching noise as they begin to pour out. And when I say pour out, it's not like 1 drops, 2 drop. It's like as soon as it opens
As they
they begin to flood the area that you're in. And when I say rats, I don't mean mice. I mean rats. They fill this area that you're in and begin to swarm over you. And first up on the initiative is Perry. This is not a surprise round because they have to tunnel to get to where you are, alerting you of their presence.
With it being sort of swarm,
Yes.
can I move? I will move so that there's at least 5 feet between me and whoever's behind me. Can
Okay.
I move still in the swarm? Ish.
I'm trying so hard to be quiet, and I feel like you're just like the loudest thing on.
You are.
It's having the opposite effect.
So sorry.
It's like that one door in the middle of the night.
I wanted to eat chips the other night and I'm off to sleep, and I was like, I'll be really quiet. She looks at me and I'm like, I guess I'm not eating. I'm just gonna stay here and starve. It's fine.
That makes me feel bad.
That's so funny.
Oh boy. Oh, gee willikers, mister.
I didn't know any better. I feel like you're encased in them.
Oh,
the
gee
swarm,
willikers.
swarm is behind me.
Yes. So it's as if they flooded past you to coalesce together in the center of your group on your paladin
Yes.
because I rolled it.
Because you said so.
And for this, I thank you.
I don't think that would have.
Quick, light me on fire.
My hero.
I can take it.
If only you could do that yourself.
Hey, Max. Jim? Yeah, please and thank
Hey,
you.
Max.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Max. Hey, Max.
Sleep doesn't affect swarms.
You don't know that.
I roll a spellcraft.
Actually, roll knowledge.
I guess I'd be
This would be nature.
Hey, Max.
Sleep doesn't affect
Nature.
hearing.
They're not aberrations.
Hey, Max.
Sleep doesn't affect.
Ooh, it's cold.
I don't know. You told us the size of these things.
They're not aberrations.
Hey, Max.
Sleep doesn't affect.
This is knowledge the plains because these things came from hell.
Or New York.
Same thing.
Yeah, according to Hank Williams Jr., it is the same thing.
We raise turtles in the sewers. Some jokes stick, some don't. Get out with me.
It was one rat, not many.
You don't know what kind of progeny Splinter had.
You're right. I don't.
Well,
But everything that I saw
there's a
portrayed
storyline that needs to be pursued.
He had 2-day lifespan, so it's constantly a new Magic Splinter.
Oh, no!
I'm going to cast a ghost sound behind the platform to create sounds of large cats. Like literally,
Okay.
like a swarm of cats behind them.
All right.
The sound.
Roll me a bluff check.
We're about to get hit by 2 swarms. This
That'd be a 26.
Goodness gracious.
It's so roll.
19. It's almost.
Oh.
I'm trying so hard.
You did that behind you? Or behind the group?
The group, yeah. Like
Do you
behind.
have
So
to
I
be
mean-
in sight and sound? Or do you have to be in sight of where you the area that you cast? Because I believe that's a thing.
Like behind.
Can you not see behind the group?
No.
I can't see. Like
Behind the
right-
other 4 or 5 people?
Well, like
Slash
just
one.
a point, like on the wall behind.
I think you have to be able to see the area.
I don't know why.
Behind 5
You
people
got
in a
a
narrow
pile
tunnel.
behind you.
It is so cramped you can't pass each other. I'm gonna say no. Especially like imagine if the 5 of us were in a tunnel and then rats started swarming in, we'd be freaking out. I don't think you could see past us.
Yeah, just wait until it's my turn. I've got my monologue prepared.
Is it when Weird Al was freaking out?
It's like 35 Yeah, A's just wait followed until by it's my GA.
So it's close range, 25 foot back for 2 levels. Allows you to create a volume of sound that rises, recedes, approaches, or remains at a fixed place. You choose what type of sound ghost sound creates when casting it. Cannot thereafter change the sound's basic character. The volume would be at the volume of 8.
Unobstructed path to the target of a spell.
It is very obstructive.
Oh yeah. It's obstructed by several hundred living creatures right now.
Then I'll put it between me and Doc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin to kind of like stand up the best you can, almost like on all fours as you forward. You chant and tone, and you kind of like roll, pointing behind you. the tunnel suddenly fills with the sound of cats mewing and screeching out. And you hear the squeaks of these rats becoming more and more frantic. So at first there was a swarm of rats that were just wanting to eat you. Now it's a swarm of trapped rats that think that there are cats in this tunnel that are swarming around you.
I did good.
It's like
Putting it
Harry
in a
just-
pot.
I'm
getting the
proud
pot
of me. I did a good job.
I've seen Tom and Jerry enough times to know this will definitely work.
It's just him screaming.
Do you take any
No,
other
that's
actions?
me.
Manzarek.
Okay, real quick. How injured are you currently? Well, either of you. Whoever was in that fight with the last thing, were you injured?
I'm at 4/5 of my health.
I'm at less than that.
Well, sucks to suck.
Just wanted to
I
know.
just wanted
No reason.
It was get its way what I was gonna do, and I didn't listen. So
Such is life.
I'm going to cast Stone Call, which makes the sky rain pebbles and gravel on everyone. No save. No nothing.
So I wanted to say
We all take 9 points of damage plus the swarm. Everything in 40-foot radius of me takes
What's the name of the spell?
Stone Call.
Spell?
the sky opens up. We're underground.
A rain of dirt, gravel, and small pebbles fills the area, dealing 2d6 points of bludgeoning damage to every creature in the area. This damage only occurs once when the spell is cast. For the remaining duration of the spell, this debris covers the ground, makes some bludgeoning damage to every terrain.
So what
Doesn't matter.
Centered where?
on him?
On me.
It's doubly difficult.
Oh, lordy.
40 feet in every direction,
On him.
1 feet from me. High.
I don't think it's that tall, so
Yeah, it doesn't
don't
matter.
worry about that part.
So we're all buried.
Doubly
No.
difficult.
Oh, no.
That's how we die. On him.
Because it's a difficult terrain.
No,
you're
I
immune
don't
to
think
that
it's
damage.
worry about that part.
What level are you?
No.
This is how that.
That's
That's
how we.
Three.
Just makes it difficult terrain?
Yeah.
So for 3 rounds?
Well,
Oh, gosh.
but it was already difficult terrain anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's impossible terrain.
Nuts.
It's not
Terrain?
again.
So,
You wasn't here for that, sorry.
No, but I understand the joke.
It wasn't that great.
Oh, no.
Still ate it.
anyway. 10, 15, 20, 25. So about here is where it ends. So I'm going to mark that.
Would be
Ends. Fire.
But we all take 9 points of damage.
You were up diagonally.
Fire.
9 points.
Yeah, but it's not affecting anything here because it's solid rock. So I just kind of
Oh my god.
You said 40 here, and you said like that.
Okay.
A squared B squared.
No.
It's there now.
I mean, it did.
Just bludgeon our
A squared B
No.
squared. It's there now.
It's better than them throwing fireballs.
I mean, it was a third of my life, but you know.
I feel like these rats are going to do more damage.
or magic use.
Are the
Going
rats
to
still alive?
continue to do more damage than that.
Yeah, I hope I killed him. If I didn't kill him, that'd be like be really bad.
How much damage did you do again?
They
Nine.
got
Magic
9 points. Yeah, I hope I
Imagine that.
Cool.
Nine.
That's
Nine.
9 points.
What?
No save, you say.
Okay.
Bludgeoning damage, you say.
Yeah, I hope I to every creature, which would affect swarms.
Yeah.
And it's AoE damage, which usually
Bludgeoning damage, you say.
To every creature.
I do. Isaac doesn't.
So you chant in tone, and suddenly rocks begin to pummel down on all of you. So everyone in the tunnel so far
To
suddenly
every creature.
feels rocks begin to hit them, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, making the ground beneath you even more difficult to crawl in, theatrically, not mechanically. And the rats begin to panic further, squirming and rolling over each of you. Even more difficult to crawl in, theatrically. Further. Oh,
Don't
because
look at me like that.
Rayado can't get to the swarm, can he?
Rihanna can't do shit.
And so the rats are going to panic now.
They don't have the high ground anymore, though.
So start panicking, Anakin. I don't have a planikin. So this is coming at you, Manzarek.
Thank God.
You take a single point of damage.
Oh no!
This is coming at you, Damon. You take 5 points of damage. And this is coming at you, Doctor.
Take
A single. Splitting the road with 3 points of damage.
Might say this is panic at the
I,
hospital.
I would like everyone that took damage just then to roll me a fortitude save.
I
hope you
felt
fail
so
that.
good.
I am made of.
Okay.
Want to be like 1 point
20.
away.
24.
You were fine.
You have the plague.
Well,
You were fine. I will need you all to roll me yet another fortitude save. So none of you are nauseated.
16.
24. Wait,
You were fine.
13.
You were fine. And none of you are diseased. So, you're fine.
13.
Well, any further than you would have been. And none of you are diseased. So the rats, as they begin to champ, squirm, and bite at you, ripping into every part of you that they champ, the chinks of your armor, your bare hands lurching at your face. As these rocks begin to pummel down, you hear the rats squeak out in a panic as they retreat back through the holes from whence they came. And they to run away from both the cat noises and the raining rocks in the tunnel.
Remember the phrase and everything you hear yourself say?
Oh, you'll hear it way more. I like that spell.
Remember the phrase.
That was great.
So, because you're technically not out of combat, I am going to allow everyone to act as if you are. I'm going to let everyone take an action, but I'll let you do it out of turn. I don't want you being like, well, I can't move because he's in front of me. I want you all to be able to move as a unit and do things. So, that being said, I'll let each of you take actions up until something happens.
So
One action at a time.
gold tattoo is gonna pulse. I'm on 4, by the way,
That being said, one.
because I took a sword hit, then got hit by rocks, and then got hit by rocks.
I know.
Because I took a sword
Everyone
hit
else-
for 6.
Is everybody in that range?
It's 20-foot radius.
Yeah, you're the closest. I mean, you are. Yeah, you're 10 feet from it.
Oh, AJ. Got it.
Assuming
The rats are
they
fine
have- Yeah, they have full cover.
because a burst doesn't chase things around corners and walls.
As we established.
As,
After a lengthy
it's out,
discussion.
it is written. And then can I move 5 feet forward?
As
Yes.
a group, can we move 5 feet forward until we get to the cross section?
So, does anybody else want to do anything as you begin to progress?
I'm going to apologize, everybody.
Individually.
And
Can
anybody,
you dispel it? Because it lasts for 3 rounds.
it doesn't change how difficult the terrain is anyway, so.
Does it not continue to poke
No,
things?
it's
in the
not.
area?
No.
Oh, it just does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hit
I was like,
No.
cotton, let's see if that works.
all of
I know.
No, just hurts us once.
On my turn, can I kind of combat maneuver, push everybody in front
All
of
of
one more?
I think that was the thing that was still in combat. Cosmos? No. Okay.
Yay, nay.
Ho ho. Thing that was still in combat.
I'm not typically good at technology, but I am learning the map pretty well.
Thing that was still in combat.
It's not.
So we're gonna continue on to the crossway. He said, until something else happens.
I have no defense. So you begin to move, crawling through this tunnel bit by bit. Do you keep your 5-foot distance from the group?
I'll let him catch up.
Okay. Keep your 5-foot distance from the. As you begin making your way down this tunnel in single file in a very
As
cramped
you-
situation. Does anybody want to talk about what just happened, or we good?
I am gonna pulse again because I'm not looking so good. Ragnar, how are you looking?
Half.
Half.
Yeah.
3,
No.
2.
5.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
On 2d6 though, it's like could be better.
I'm full.
It can always be better.
I think so.
So the gold chain emanates a little bit of light, and then suddenly there is this burst that floods the tunnel and washes over all of you as you all get a strong sense of. So the gold chain.
So we are just following this path, hoping to find the magical flute, right?
Ideally, are there any tracks or anything?
Oh yeah, that's a thing we can check for us.
If you can see.
Maybe.
Only a survival check.
That's a thing I have.
This is a tunnel.
Oh thanks.
I'm going to roll this being in the back.
Yeah, see some drugs.
24.
Like 5 creatures pass through here before you. You believe one of them is avian? Wait, no, dinosaur.
Because there is a difference. I mean, several thousand
3 and 4 toes.
It's 24, you said?
Yes.
You, as your companions are moving ahead of you, the ground beneath you is too loamy for so many people to have trotted over it already for you to find any real kind of evidence. When you look at the walls, however, you do see claw marks. This was a tunnel dug with hands, natural ability to move and make their way through this tunnel. If you were to put your hand up to these claw marks, though, they're smaller than yours by a significant amount, but much too big to be any one of these rodents that just previously attacked you. This was a creature maybe a little bigger than Manzarek had made their way through these tunnels, or had created these tunnels.
Yeah.
Made their way through these tunnels.
Druid, wild shaped in Druid magic. If I was guessing that.
Or a rat folk that has the alternate trait to be able to dig natural tunnels.
We're just throwing out ideas here.
Definitely
Like
not
I
bad.
A druid.
I did state that this looks like this was dug out by something that was bigger than what we just dealt with. Or rather,
How do you see?
those small.
got-
I have the thing with the lights and the above the head and the poof and
Also, it circles your head, so I have this image that it's like going.
Like a pond.
Like, it's just like bouncing around this tunnel, trying to make its ears, but it can't. He looks like a Sim character who's just like spinning above his head. It's called
I'm the
Sim, right?
player here.
It is called Sim, right? I never played the game.
Yes,
Sim?
Sim.
Sim? He's a Sim. He's a Sim. His name's Sim.
What's the name for the guy?
A nim.
Nib.
A cursor?
I don't know. I
Anywho.
thought you said nib.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right. I roll a dungeoneering to try to figure out where the treasure is.
I rolled to break the fourth wall.
I rolled my
To determine like the most traveled path, I guess. In this.
No.
Just straight no.
Doing it. You wasted that roll. That's a good roll. 28.
As you begin making your way down these tunnels, you see that they veer off in 2 different directions. It wise out. As you look down one of these tunnels with a 28, you see that there is tracks going back and forth down this tunnel. You see the same kind of claw marks that I had described to him previously, but because the ground had not been trodden, you being in the front, taking point, you also see tracks of feet that correlate with a kind of like a bipedal creature with something that puts the weight on the balls of its feet and its toes. And you also see the tracks of what looked to be a massive rat that may have been following whatever had dug this tunnel. You see that the tracks ahead of you to the left continue in a singular path, as if whatever dug this tunnel only came this direction. But when it went to the right, it seems that the same pair had went back and forth over and over down this tunnel.
So the right is much more heavily trodden.
Correct.
I say we turn to the right. It seems more heavily trafficked.
Lead on, you're ahead of us.
I go to the right. More heavily trafficked.
I purposely told
Just
you
sitting
to
here,
hold
just-
the point of my moves.
It's not like I can say so anyway.
Actually, I guess at that point it'd be a tip of my wing. They're already broken.
So, as you mention that, Perry turns to look at all of you, and he says, I suggest we go to the right. About that time, the mewing stops, and you all begin to hear the screeching noise begin to emit from the wall again. As these creatures, once deterred by falling rocks and false mews of cats, rush the tunnel once again. So no sooner than you say we need to go to the, and you stop as they begin to flood the tunnel. I am going to, for convenience sake, keep the initiative count, and we will start top of the initiative with Perry.
If I move 5 feet out, is the swarm in that area, or is he gonna be 10 feet away from me?
Who?
Me.
Him?
Yes.
If you take a 5 foot, if you move 5 feet, he will be 10 feet from you.
But the swarm will still only be 5 feet.
Correct.
I do that.
Elite.
And then
You are in the cross section.
I use a lightning flash.
Use lightning bolt
Flash.
in a straight line
Yeah.
Flash.
towards your companion.
Yes.
Good news, the rats are dead. Better news, this is the Perry show now.
Taking a lesson from our page from Manzari's book.
Nobody does more damage to us than us.
You wouldn't kill me? I kill me.
Oh, rats!
You wouldn't kill me?
That'll teach them.
Alright.
Rats!
The character concept from Borderlands 2 that I love. One of them is they set themselves on fire and do more damage as they're on fire.
So, coming down 5 points of electricity damage
Borderlands 2 that I love.
To whom?
to a creature
They
within 5 feet
reload
of
more
me.
damage as they're on fire.
So,
Oh, so you're not hitting anyone but the rats. Okay.
More damage as they're on fire.
So you turn around, and it's called Lightning Flash.
lightning flash.
You turn around, chanting and toning. As soon as these things begin to pour out of the wall, you're like, nope, 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 and you do like a little scoot back. You point your hand out. Electricity arcs from your fingertips as you all smell ozone, and you see these crackles of electricity, and in a sudden burst and a loud pop that echoes through the tunnel, you see several rats roll over in place and begin to writhe in death throes. Echoes
How much
through the wall. You're like, nope, nope, nope.
And I don't know if they can be dazzled.
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle.
Echoes through the wall.
reflexes,
You're like,
sorry.
nope, nope, nope.
Do they?
They have, and I don't know if they
Oh,
can
man,
be
rats are made out of reflex.
razzle dazzle.
You couldn't say that.
24.
Like, was that rounded down?
Rats are made out of
I
Rounded
said
down.
usually.
Like 2.
Yeah.
Sorry. Helps if I read the spell. And they're not dazzled. There's no chance of this.
There are still several rats that turn over in death throes and jolt with electricity, but you just see the mass of them begin to screech and swarm because you hit just the outer edge of them. Without hitting like the main or center point, they seem wholly unaffected.
What was his area damage to?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
They so just the outer edge of them. Do you take any other actions? All right. Without hitting like the main or center point, they seem wholly unaffected.
Any more rocks?
That has to be the verbal component to that spell.
It is now.
You summon an earth elemental and you're like, rock. And he's like, rock. You're like, rock.
My name's actually Boulder, but I appreciate the intent.
The boulder is no longer completed.
Prepare to be
You're
cruel.
like, rock.
I'm gonna draw out my
Sword?
guitar. Sword.
I get on the ground.
Start crawling my way over to
Everett's.
which is not going to do anything.
Anything.
You are
I know this.
so you get up behind Damon and like tiny scimitar in hand, you just kind of push against his human buttocks with your sticky little hand. You're like, "Get him, Damon!"
I'm going to do.
You take an action.
So that's going to have to be it.
Wonderful.
Did I get some sort of morale bonus?
Guess what? Rats. The rats are going to actually shift in place because
Oh no.
wait.
Let's
No.
get
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they-
But
The swarm begins to rush because
the
there's
rats are
electric burst, and they're not all about that. The rats begin to run away from that sudden pop and electrical jolt as they flood into the mass of the group. This first one coming at Dr. Isaac. 4 points from that sudden.
I'm rolling the con saving. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is the thing. Next one coming at Dave. A single point
Okay.
of damage.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. And the next one, Manzarek, with 2 points of damage. I will need a fortitude save from the group.
First one's a 17.
You good? With 2 points.
13.
You good?
18 on the die.
You good?
19.
15 on the die.
You're still good.
The second one's a
With
nat
2
one.
points. Delicious.
19. 21.
Nat 20. Can I save him from?
Once.
Can I
Delicious.
reflect for him? Nat 20.
So,
Can I
like,
save him
The fleas from the bubonic plague begin to jump on him, and you're like, I don't think so. Delicious.
Nat 20. Can I save him from?
Like an ape grooming someone. You're like, delicious. I'm not today. Not on my watch.
Nat 20. Can I save him from?
No, I'm not.
from
I'm not doing it.
I convinced you.
I'm not today.
That was very facetious
Nat
of you.
20. Can I save him from?
And no one can argue that. Even if
Facetious
they
of
wanted
you.
to.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm sure there would be some.
From?
Or is it just a
Facetious
I
of
feel like
you.
you're covered in rats. Anyway.
There
Right.
would be someone.
condition?
I do not.
Okay.
Facetious of you.
Isaac covered in rats.
Um,
Anyway. Ragnar. I think we put a different music over what you guys can see, but for that there was like a crescendo.
I'll purposely like increase the volume.
I think we put a different music you guys can see, but for that there was.
Without trying to mitigate, I'll increase the volume medicine check on myself to see
I think we put a
if
different music.
there's something going on there.
Yes,
the
you
volume.
may.
Go away.
I think we put a different
I
music.
will also move 5 feet towards Barry under the storm.
Yes, you may need some distance from that nonsense.
Yes, sir. Hill of Stupid. 20.
Gracious.
He's going to the distance.
So you know, yes, that typically rodents and vermin like this will carry something called filth fever. So filth fever has a 3-day incubation process that will sit in. Don't worry, I have your character marked. So process that will sit and over time will stiffen the joints and overall fatigue. So mechanically that means it does dex and constitution damage.
Part of my healer's quote is I can treat
So
disease with that.
mechanically that means we'll make that a separate roll. And I will say the DC is whatever the save was.
It actually it says that's the DC
So,
of the save.
you
for the
know-
disease.
Mechanically that means make that a separate roll.
My heal
Yeah.
11.
DC is
I rolled
whatever
a
the
17.
save. Yeah,
It
you're
actually
fine.
it says it's the DC
If it was
of
a
the
2,
save
you'd
for
be
the
fine.
disease.
What's your bonuses?
Oh,
Oh.
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 go on to the next person.
Wonderful.
That's me.
He has
Damon,
flu.
you had a monologue.
Got a blunt weapon I can use.
You do.
It's my shield.
I thought you were gonna say your head.
I start thwacking.
You make whack. Now remember, you're taking a -4 to this because of the conditions in which you find yourself.
Got
You
a
are not
blunt
taking-
weapon I can-
No. That negates the difficult terrain, but the fact that
Yeah,
he
mine
is
was
in, under the squeeze
Oh, okay.
conditions.
Never
Yeah. So he's still taking the -4.
Nope.
With that, I
That-
still rolled a 21.
Yeah. The
Nope.
-4.
Nope. Animated max face.
However,
Just needed animated.
damage from the area is not affected. So whatever you roll is the damage. If they have DR, however, but being in damage from the area is not affected. So whatever you roll is the
I
damage.
roll.
Numbers
In a close space isn't going to affect.
Oh, no.
last session.
You're,
I roll 4 points of damage.
and that is what you roll on the dice plus your strength modifier.
Yes.
Okay. No other points.
No other points.
First damage. You're
At least I remember.
so.
That's
You see Damon, like, as the rats are swarming him, he just kind of, and he takes his shield off of his arm and he goes,
At least I remember.
no. He just starts smashing into the swarm, like as the rats are swarming him, Yosemite Sam, just like slams his shield on the ground, and you hear the rats as the rats are swarming him, they're desperately trying to flee away from slamming that paladin. Top down on the ground, and you hear
I use ghost sound to create the sound of a roaring fire. I'm gonna start it
as they're desperately
in my
trying
square as in like
to flee away
sounds
from.
like it's roaring in.
Roll me a bluff check. Top of the round. Perry.
Oh, I use ghost sound to create the sound of a roaring fire. I'm gonna start it. A 19. I use ghost sound to create the sound of a
So,
roaring
Channing and Tony,
fire.
you all hear a very convincing roar of a rushing fire begin to flood through the tunnel its entirety. What else would you like?
I move 5 more feet toward the right. Roaring fire.
Manzarek.
my staff.
You may stab. What else would you like?
Do it.
Don't roll a 1.
Do it. Keep it.
It didn't roll a 1, but it's not going to hit. It's a
Hit the neg 4.
6.
Altogether?
Yeah.
That does not affect. So, as the rats begin to swarm, mostly Damon, you start swinging into them, and they're just kind of scattering, and you can find no real purchase. Do you take any actions? Okay.
France.
Rats! They're going to shift down because they're desperately trying to get away from this fire.
19. I'm fooled too.
To
I'm
shift
come on,
down?
children. I will take you to safety.
This is coming at Riado. 6 points of damage for the raptor.
18,
This is
I'm
coming up
fooled
in
too. I'm
Zarek.
bleeding them. Come, my children.
3
I will
points
take
of
you to
damage
safety.
from Manzarek. This is coming at Riado. Paladin. 6 points of
3
damage
points
for the
of
raptor. Paladin. I'll need 2 fortitude saves each.
For reference,
The
treat
damage
disease
from
like
Manzarek. And this is coming at
And
Paladin.
it just gets me
3 points of damage for Paladin.
to save against the disease.
18 and 29 respectively.
This is coming at Paladin. 3 points of damage for
So the first one's
Paladin.
an 8. Do I need to continue rolling?
18
Yes.
and 29 respectively.
So the second one is a 22, and then for it's an 18 and 24.
Paladin. Excellent. So you rolled the.
Yeah.
Okay. You are
That was a
nauseated
22, and then for
as the rats begin to swarm you, and you feel a very strong sense of.
18,
Um,
that was a 22. and
Creatures with
then
a nauseated condition experience stomach distress. Nauseated creatures are unable to attack, cast spells, concentrate on spells, or do anything else that requires attention. Experience stomach distress. A character can take a single move action per turn. Rats.
One is a 22, and then
Ragnar can experience stomach distress. Nope.
one is a 22, and then
Do you take any actions?
No.
Isaac.
Would I know when I would have another
Do you take any actions?
fort save for Phil Fever?
It's an onset of 3 days, and so every day you get a new save.
Okay, I would have a. Would
But
I
it's on the
know
third day
when
that
I would
it
have
affects.
another correct?
Yep.
Fort save for Phil Fever?
Funky fever. It's an onset of 3 days.
Correct.
I've got the fever. The funky fever.
Rat scratch fever.
I don't like that. Barely got that.
David,
That's because there's a song called Cat Scratch Fever. Okay.
It's even funnier when you explain it.
Unlike everyone else here, we pay
Hey,
attention.
hey, Damon. Do you still look bad?
Like everyone else here. It's
Who
even
else
funnier
is
when you
here?
explain it. Unless everybody else here. That's you.
That guy.
Pay attention.
That's the
You're
new
both
one.
sides. All two of our Unless everybody.
But I am.
Unless everybody.
Anywho,
Whose turn is it? Isaac.
Pay attention, Eli.
Sorry, I'm just having fun with my friends here. I don't know what we're rolling for. 4.
No, there's a golf ball.
Whose turn is it? Isaac.
You're about half. I'm going to approach my paladin looking friend.
Whose turn is it? Isaac.
And smack him in the butt.
Ow. Whose turn is it? Isaac.
And
Yeah, but they're
smack him
head to
in the
head.
Yeah.
butt.
Don't worry, Damon, I got you.
I'm healing you.
Yeah, but they're head to head.
Feel so comforted.
Thank you, Isaac.
I'm healing you.
Yeah, but they're head to
You
head.
didn't
Yeah.
have to.
But I beg to differ. Broken.
If any of you get the joke, it's on you.
No.
How much heals did you do?
Oh, God.
It's
Oh,
leave.
man.
You good there, bud?
Yeah, we're good.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Wait, how much did you heal the paladin for? Move on!
Woo, I'm so happy.
That's why. That's the real question. Did you tell him how to do it? Oh, okay. Do you take any actions?
I weep.
Damon,
I turn.
go on.
I can't turn around.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? I mean, you're in the. They're on you.
Can I? Oh, they're on me. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the swarm.
I'm still attacking.
Okay, attack. Right? I mean, you're
22.
the 22. You will strike your opponent. Right?
Oh.
Stop it.
2.
The 22. You will lost control.
Did you ever have?
4 more points of damage.
That's a real question.
2.
The 22. You will.
4 more points
Retreats
of
back
damage.
to repulse. Only to approaching it.
So your paladin, with tears of frustration on his face, is swinging his shield into the walls and ceiling. You see, he is covered in tears of frustration. Pile of them, as he's just like, and they're long dead into the walls
But,
and
like, he's in
ceiling.
the throes
You see,
of,
he is
"No,
covered
this is
in
not
rat
okay."
cakes. It's just on a
But
pile.
But
of
the
them.
rats
as he's just like into
disperse.
the walls and
you're
ceiling.
all
You see, he is.
Okay,
Corpses
we
just on a
please get
pile.
out of here.
I'm in the back laughing.
Such
And
a
you were all
pronounced
out of
bleed.
combat.
Please get out of here.
Excuse me. And you were all.
Good there, bud.
I'm gonna breathe really hard for like
And you were all.
6 seconds until this goes away.
You could.
Chug along, chug along.
You all make your way down, turning, and you were all right south, right. Take you south,
South right.
south right, south by south right. As you head down this tunnel, it soon opens up into a natural cavern, a small rock encrusted pocket, and you see in this area, it seems whatever had made this tunnel had found this small
Rock
cavern. This cavern doesn't really connect to anywhere. Something tunneled into it. And you see in this natural cavern,
Rock
it is
encrusted.
mostly empty. There is maybe like a 3-foot drop from where you really connect to anywhere. You would kind of come out and step something tunneled into it. And you see in this natural cavern of light, it's just a small rock pocket in the earth. Something had made a hole into the wall, and you see, but again, in this natural cavern, dirt, as if when it was tunneling, it all the displaced dirt it carried. Something had made a hole in the way and move it. In this natural cavern, the cavern holds little more than that. It seems made a hole in, and as you step into it, there is kind of that echo. But it is like quickly muted. So when you speak, it reverberates off the rock only to be just drowned out into anything beyond this chamber. The cavern I didn't mean is
Do
kind
not
of
get
that
out in
echo.
front of the hole. I'm pushing you out of the way. I'm pushing him into you, and then getting
Reverberates off the rock only to be just drowned out into anything.
him into you.
Perceive.
Reverberates off the rock only to be just drowned.
A look around, but not to perceive. Like, what in the plank?
Reverberates off the rock only.
Yeah, 20. a look around.
With a 20, as you look over the room, kind of
A
examining
look
everything,
around.
you look down, and the ground beneath you, as previously
A look
stated,
around.
is stone. But you see there are ground beneath that have formed on the bottom of this open chamber. These fissures look as if the ground is beginning to sink and is beginning to crack. On the bottom of this open chamber, not a stone, but like as if it's forming a natural sinkhole. That on the bottom of heavier than a small creature would cause it to collapse.
Does it look
On
like
the
there's a
bottom
window
of the-
on the wall? That's safe.
Yes, there is mechanically speaking, a small creature. This by the way, this chamber is about 15 by 15. On the bottom, however, the ceiling above is only about 4 feet high. So medium creatures can now stand in this area and move at half speed, but you're still taking the neg-4s to this area. So medium than a small creatures take no negatives in this area. There is a small walkway to be able to go around this, but mechanically speaking, it's the 5 small squares that circle the area, and it's only the 10 by 10 area. There is where you see the fish.
And are there other?
But
pathways?
mechanically speaking, it's the fire
It's
in
just
the
that.
center. Yes, it's a natural pocket in the earth, and it seems whatever creature. But mechanically speaking, it's the natural pocket to displace the earth. It's a natural pocket,
Gotcha. Makes
but
more sense.
mechanically speaking, it's the.
Let me do one quick walk around this room, but it might be a dead end.
But
Gotcha. Makes more sense now. Just
the group stares at you in muted silence.
I'm the only one looking at your eyes. Everyone else is
But
just like looking at something.
What's he doing?
So I'll step in and do
But
a little bit more detailed perception, looking through like the piles of dirt and stuff. Make sure there's nothing. Maybe it's been
but
a minute.
roll it.
That was a cool roll.
It was.
But
What you said? One.
Push him in. Push him in.
So you carefully walk the edge of this, looking around, and in a moment, you're just kind of out of frustration that there's nothing more to this. Kind of look around. You look at Dr. Tone, and you step into the center of the room, and you're like, there is nothing here! As the ground begins to crack, and I would like a reflex save. To this, kind of look.
I think that's cool. Oh, reflex?
Yes.
20.
With a 20, this, kind of look.
You were saying, sir?
That's a much higher reflex than I.
Reflex?
Yes.
He wrote single
With a 20, the ground beneath you begins to cave. As you leap out, as Dr. Tone grabs you by the wrist, you swing down as he pulls you up. You pull him kind of into the mouth of the tunnel, you leap still kind of like laying down. As the ground caves in, two things. First, you pull light with a 20 shows up from the hole that had been created, like laying down. Not any what feels like a natural light, but a magically induced light. That same odd blue glow that like ever-burning torches give off as it emits out through this hole. The second thing you hear is the splashing of that like ever-burning torch collapse down into this area, and you hear this loud splash, 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 that like ever-burning torch.
I look over to into hole.
What's going on?
He would have to move out of the way, but yeah, you could.
Thanks, Doc.
Moving over onto the edge, you look down into this area. As you do so, it is a very small, like just the 10-foot hole that you down into this. It sinks down maybe 4 feet before it opens up below you. So you don't have a great vantage point to be able to see anything into this room. But you do see a canal running beneath you. You see that there are stone walkways on either side of this canal, and what seems to be a bridge reaching out from one side to the other. in the water where the rocks had fallen, you do see there are scattered bones. But aside from that, it's hard to tell anything else besides that. There are scattered. You do smell that kind of putrid stench of sewage reek up into where you are. There are scattered bones. You do. I would also like to emphasize of sewage. You had crawled for some time. This isn't like just under where you were. You had you had a long way before any of this began to happen.
So do we try to go down there? Or do we go back up the path and take a different
You want to
direction?
go fishing?
Long way before any of
All right, man, Zarek.
that always works in the past.
Take fishing instead of frog fishing?
Go gigging.
Great callback. Long way before any of
Kind of.
You have a rope?
Always.
Go gigging.
great callback.
It could be different for me.
So,
gigging.
holding out my hand,
Then it's gonna be so much.
I would hand one end to Damon behind me and say, hold this. Like, purposely putting it in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wrap it.
and say,
You want
hold
me to
this.
tie
Tie the knot, or do you want to tie the knot? Like, purposely putting it in his.
You both have
We're
to say
gonna
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna slide down it.
I'd rather I'd rather my bait be attached to the line. Like, purposely putting it in his. Able to be sent from
I'll let you tie it.
his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Roll me a perception check.
Solid.
Damn.
Great. He ties a knot around you.
Cool.
A knot. It is a knot.
What is it?
I feel like it's also a band if you wanted to know, but you know.
Faith and confidence. Acrobatics went down.
Dun, 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 dun. I assume you begin to
Slowly letting go.
slack, and you just kind of like anchor. I assume you begin
the
to
rest
slowly know what
slack, and you just kind of like you guys
I'm not
role
being
play.
quiet. You would have heard me say you want to go frog fishing, but with a kid.
I'm just gonna.
I'm not.
That's up to you guys. You
You would have heard me say you want.
What's going on?
I'm not.
That's up to you guys. You
Fast.
can ask what.
For that. To be stated.
That's why I take this for.
You guys. You
And I pray. Oh my God, do I pray?
can ask what.
I
Take
pray
this
for
for.
not to change.
When we're going to stop. It's not.
Oh my God, do I pray? That is
Take this
exactly.
for.
And not to change the time.
That's
fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm gigging.
That's
Take
what
this
I
for.
said. Not to change. We're going kid fishing in the sewers.
Yummy.
That's fine.
Really, this is gonna work out.
That's what I said. We're going kid.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's fine. Almost off the rope where he's like, oh, I beat above the ceiling.
So the ceiling of this tunnel is only 10 feet
I would
from the floor
almost stop the
beneath.
rope when he's
You
5 feet
hang above
the
what
ceiling.
looks to be an overflow of some
I
kind.
would.
It is that same putrid smell of
5
sewage,
feet
but now
above
that you are
the
5
ceiling.
feet dangling
I would
above the edge,
almost-
it is that same
You smell
putrid
the
smell of
salt
sewage
that is
but now
mixed
that you are
there
5
in.
feet dangling above the edge, you know this is
You smell
also
the
a
salt
storm
water
that is mixed there. There are two massive.
You know this
Drains to either side
That is
of this
mixed
canal
there,
that
yeah.
stretches out 25 feet.
Oh.
The canal,
you know this
is drains
connected
to
by a
either
bridge
side of
with
this two walkways to either
Yeah.
side. These walkways are hewn,
Oh.
you know, this hewn stone, but only barely. There's no like rock walls or paved walk areas really.
Oh.
But it
You know
is
this-
cleared out for people to be
Yeah.
able to move back and forth, if only for like a maintenance access, really.
As if they
but
built
it
this
is
area with
cleared
no
out
real
for people
intent.
to ever come back to it. And the makeshift rickety bridge that
Mm-hmm.
connects it is kind of a testament to that. As if and
Nobody
that built this area built that bridge. That bridge was constructed by someone or something else. As you lower down into the room, you notice that you are not the only thing there. As you lower
The
down
same
into the
ambient
room, blue light of the magically lit torches line the areas
into
of
the
the
room.
canal, giving everything light, where you take no negatives. At the head of a bridge into the room, you see a skeletal figure standing there, completely void of any flesh that would denote that it had been there recently. You see a skeletal figure standing there, and any completely void of any flesh that had been eaten away. It stands there in a heavy, completely and tattered cloak as it fumbles with a holy symbol in its clawed, bony fingers. Standing there. You hear the completely void against the metal as it shifts, and its attention looks at you. You feel like if it had eyes, they would match with yours. You hear a voice emanate from the empty rib cage, completely void the fleshless jaw from the empty ribs as you. A visitor. Completely void. It's been so long. From the empty rib, completely void. And what an interesting way you found into my crossing. From the empty rib.
Yes. And who is it that I am addressing?
My name is Labyrinth. 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 Is Labyrinth.
And how long has it been?
His eyes shift to the side. That witch sunk my armada some years ago. His eyes all along. He looks around the cavern. I can no longer tell time without the use of sun. His eyes. Moon. Tell me, what year is it?
I know what year it is.
You do. His eyes, and with a little figuring, I can tell you precisely what year it is.
It is that year.
But it is that year. Recorded. His eyes, when giving him the year, he looks down, realizing that he's been here for some time, right? In the year? Yes, hundreds of years, it seems.
And are you referring to Dremora?
Yes. In the years? She stood on the shoreline with her other witches. She's reaching up to them and stood on the shoreline, handless wrists, summoning the very skies to open up and bash our armadas against the stones of the islands. Here, me and my kin have rested for this very skies to open up and bash our armadas against. What business do you have? You and your... He looks up at the rope, ascending into business the ceiling. Do you have? What I assume combine you and your... He looks...
We are on a simple retrieval mission, as I start to kind of sway, building momentum slowly. Requiring
into the ceiling. He waves his hand as you begin to do that. You see from the water a skeletal hand reach up as if soundlessly he commanded it. Water. The skeletal hand itself up onto the bridge. As it does so, water. It's itself very up onto the bridge. You would consider cloth or armor remains on its bony visage, but something you notice, though, it is without a skull, completely void from the vertebra that itself up onto the bridge, but nothing there. It reaches out, grabbing you, not aggressively, but as if it's guiding you to the bridge.
I won't let the rope down unless he gives me an obvious sign to.
It would only hold you over.
I won't let the rope down.
It wouldn't pull or claw at you. It would only.
I will get onto the bridge.
You undo the knot?
Yes.
It's not hard. It would only.
That was barely.
You're just kind of like, oh. As it it's easily grabs you and it stands you on the bridge next to it.
Do I see you on the bridge?
You just suddenly feel
You hear that voice emitting, but yes, you can see that. As it like easily grabs you and it stands you on the bridge next to it. As it like easily grabs you and it stands you on the bridge next to it. As it like easily grabs you and it stands you on the bridge next to it. As it like young one, again, what brings you here specifically? So tell me.
Specifically, the Merwin Novarium's.
So tell me. He doesn't seem to recognize it. I see.
I want to hear what's going
So
on
tell.
up in the hole.
Roll me perception. I see.
Fine, or do I need to roll that as well?
I would say you can hear it. Perception.
I hear
15.
You can hear it. You can make it out. You can hear it.
I rolled 15 on the dice.
You can hear it.
Ask him if he's seeing a rat come through here.
His head tilts as if regarding the sound, right?
As the man around her?
Yes. The sewers have become more and more crowded recently. The rat folk that came through here was unaffected by us. Recently, any magics I cast seemed that came through here was unaffected by any magics I effect.
Were you trying to harm him?
That came through here was unaffected by any magics I. Suddenly you get a real bad feeling.
Trespassing in which way?
That came through here. These. He looks about, right? Oh,
Trespassing in which way?
waiting for the gods to give me further orders on what we need to do. I have waited here for some time, it seems. Waiting, and anyone we find must be from the kingdom above, and therefore enemies be ours.
That does make sense. We are personally not from
Be
Kingdom above. We're simply travelers, adventurers.
ours.
Now, what's stopping you from taking your full assault to the surface? Said you're waiting on someone?
Ours.
do it.
Now,
We are waiting for orders.
full assault.
Just the clever
Said you're waiting on someone?
ship.
Do it.
And these, my clergymen.
Full
As
assault.
suddenly, and these,
What?
Wow.
You got to put white ones up next?
Stop that.
Keep
Oh,
going.
why?
Wow.
You got to put white ones.
Keep going.
What's going on? Going on?
as he says, and these are my clergymen, you see several headless skeletons begin to rise up out of the ink. You see the only two that have heads, besides him, are the two that flank him.
Skeletons
They stand up and they do have armor. They are wielding bows of some solid quality to them. Or the two, as they stand erect and in full
Skeletons
posture,
begin
same
to-
as him. He's not hunched or arched. You see, he presents himself as if he's
Skeletons
human, as if he
begin
is a
to-
living mortal creature. Just without
You
the
see-
important bits.
Skeletons
The
begin
two to either side of him stand like guards, archers,
Just
ready
without
to
the
fire.
important
bit. The ones that rise up from
Skeletons
the muck,
begin
begin to completely void of heads. Every single one of them, archers ready to fire. Of this one, who has only a jaw,
Skeletons begin
to his throat. Every single one of them, with the exception of this one, who has.
As much as you do, I hate it.
Do you want us to wait?
No, go
You
ahead.
sure? As he raises up,
I want to do a
as he raises up,
wisdom check, perhaps,
you may.
to do the name of the armada that was attacking. Because at the time you said that they were attacking, this company of people were attacking.
It would be Lord Venterum's armada.
Lord.
That was the
So
king
time
that
you said
had
that they were
kidnapped
attacking.
Dramora, removing her hands.
Wisdom check, perhaps.
You may.
To do
Elephants
So
with
the time
two
you
R's
said
and
that
U.
they were attacking.
Are you?
You're waiting orders from Lord. The time you said
Are
Yes.
you?
attacking. So the time you said Lord Bentero, what if
Are
he sent us down here to give you those orders? In a roundabout way. Here to give you
Is
them.
that so?
I do feel like the stars are aligned for you to complete your mission. Nat 20.
Let's
go!
freaking go! That's not gonna. That's well. That's the easiest experience we're gonna get all night.
I see. Those are.
Well,
To travel to the surface and reclaim what's yours.
He looks at the clergy therein. Yeah. He says, "Well then, are you to lead us then?"
Oh, I am but the messenger.
I see.
You are to lead.
Are you to lead us then?
Oh, I am but the
And we
messenger.
will do so.
These civilians that you just killed.
None.
Yet.
I've not killed anybody.
Yeah, keep talking fast enough to convince yourself.
You know,
I've
in
not
most
killed
U.S. courts, if you tell someone to murder another person,
Yeah,
you're also convicted of murder.
Good thing we're not in the U.S.
In most U.S.
this
courts,
is Fantasy Island 101, buddy.
Technically, it's not murder. He's just giving orders to the enemy
No, that's
in a war, in a
Most
war that
US
hasn't
court-
ended yet. He's just
I feel
giving
like it's
we
the
can't
worst
do
thing.
it.
a war that hasn't ended yet. He's just giving.
He says, "Then we shall ask. She who guards these tunnels."
A war that
He
hasn't ended
he
yet.
raises
He's
up
just
a holy
giving-
symbol of Abadar. As he does so, you see it glow and pulse, but with a negative energy. So you know the Abadar is not behind that at all. He raises
mockery
up a holy symbol of Abadar. As it does so, this the skeletal figures all shift in place. They turn towards the cleric that stands before you, and they begin to make their
Figures
way
all
shift towards him as he begins to walk out of this chamber, leading them with him. Figures all shift
We're gonna do about something that they didn't maintain control over Red Dead.
to walk
That's
out of
right, skeletal cleric. Is a pretty high
figures
level,
all shift.
because it's based on the amount of hit dice you have.
As they begin
Is
to
a
follow
pretty
him,
high level.
you see the skeleton that has the jawbone. You hear a voice begin
Is a
to
pretty
emanate
high
from
level.
it as he passes you. You don't see it move or chatter, and as a matter of fact, it gives you hear a voice that you have
Is a
heard
pretty high level.
once before. You hear this roll me a perception check. Voice that you have heard once
17.
before. With a 17, you hear this. As they begin to wade out of the sewers, the fact that they're undead, they're not super fast. The fact that they're walking through the 17 means they're even slower. So they're moving maybe as 10 feet every 6 seconds. And so you have plenty of time.
They're not super
to
fast.
hear the sound that's emitting from
So
the jawbone.
means they're
being
even
worn
slower.
by this one specific skeleton. As they begins to walk, you hear
They're not
"What
super
is this
fast.
with you. Let me jawbone being worn by this
That
one specific
is
skeleton.
Darum's voice.
As it begins to, it sounds distressed, almost like not a
Jawbone
panic,
being worn by
but
this
like something's very
distressed.
wrong.
It's not a rat troll.
Correct. Oh yeah, but it's emitting Darum's voice. As it says that, you hear another distressed that you're very familiar with. I don't care. We need to kill it. You hear the electric blue kobold's voice, Thrym, echo out from the jawbone. No. We need to let this one go. Besides, echo out
We
from
have
the
a
jawbone
date
with the Luskins.
We need to leave.
No. That
We need to
very
let this
suave
one go.
gentleman says. Echo out from the jawbone.
But he's there! It is magic!
No.
The jawbone
We need to let-
is what's creating this sound.
Correct. As if it has recorded a
gentleman
conversation
says.
previously had
And
nearby.
it's physically attached. Jawbone is what's
Mhm.
creating.
As if it has recorded a call, gentleman says. Conversation previously had nearby.
And it's the jawbone is what's creating.
Drax, them, Sklansk.
What?
Of gentleman says. Conversation previously had.
I'm watching all of this and just going like,
Conversation previously had.
I don't know.
Can you?
It's the
You see a rogue, you see a
Conversation
wizard,
previously had.
it's the
Who is he? Mage cannon off his face.
Conversation previously had.
wizard, what's not yet.
That's more than 5 pounds.
There are some archetypes.
No.
before you leave, may I have that jawbone?
It stops.
It's more than 5 pounds.
There are some archetypes.
It turns in the entire now military form.
the gold one or the
It's more than 5
It
pounds.
doesn't. It turns in the now military form. You're doing that skeletal
It's more
voice.
than 5 pounds.
It turns in the new military now
militarily
militarily formed group.
like kind of
It
stop
turns in
and they headlessly shift
the
and face you.
now military. He says, "I'm sorry." It turns in
There's a reward for sending the
the
message
now military.
to move forward with your mission.
Sorry.
That jawbone.
He looks at that skeleton. The skeleton shifts and just with the jawbone looks back at him. Says, "You want to kill one of my men?"
Would that kill him?
Looks at that skeleton.
Oh,
If I were to remove your jawbone, back at him. Would it not kill you?
the rest of them.
Looks at that skeleton. It doesn't seem like he understands what you mean.
Okay. Never mind. You continue on.
Looks at that skeleton. He shifts and begins to walk
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
as the group leaves.
It's cool and useful and handy.
Hard karma on what that might be for spellcraft.
I would say he passed underneath you in seeing it. You can't do that.
Which one?
It would be spell.
No fail.
17.
No.
I rolled a 10.
It's 15 plus the capture level of the spell.
Or spell level.
Yeah.
Jeez. Jeez.
You do know what it is. This is called a Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw is a necromantic item that when a command word is used on it, or just the will for it to do, can, for 1 solid minute, record all sounds within the area.
Would I know that can be set up more of like a I sort of, if something enters the area, it starts the recording.
No. You have to command it to do so.
Would I also know that it can only hold up 1 minute at a time?
Correct. So it has previously recorded that conversation. The fact that it had recorded that conversation without any sentient creature commanding it to probably means the skeleton became active, and in doing so, the necromantic pulse started the jawbone, accidentally recorded the conversation, and then it had went dormant once more.
That sounds like a block.
What sounds like a
A fancy note.
No, that was the gentleman that looked down at you and said, "Do I know you?" That you had stabbed and nothing.
Like the
happened.
very beginning of the.
That was with Thrim,
Oh.
that dimension door.
Yes.
So,
I think it's safe now.
do you want to come up or do we come down? Also, that conversation you heard, looking at you, was the last conversation that thing recorded. I have no idea who any of those characters are, so I don't know why it really cares to me or matters to me. What?
That voice that was my friend.
Okay. So how does this get us closer to finding the food?
It doesn't, but it gets me closer now.
Do we care about the food?
Yes.
Is the food up here or down?
It
Brave is in my hands.
No.
Which
Are you still dangling from the rope?
No, he untied the knot.
Okay.
We should probably pull you back up because I think we're just screaming this conversation echoing through the
Well, I mean, he's only 10 feet from me, right?
Yes.
So he's looking up at the hole. I'm looking down at the hole, and I'll like transfer any.
Mechanically, he's 10 feet from you. In, like, physically, in, like, real life, he'd be a little.
So we could go if we heard voices recorded down here of people you know, and of that electric blue thing.
We also know that out is that way, and I sort of lean my head out and point towards where they all went.
Yeah, they aren't giving us the egress.
So
We go the other way.
Down there.
Great. I start to push Tone out of the hole.
Reflex save.
Can I willingly like flip and just like wing fall down?
I immediately get off the bridge. As to not cause it to break.
Spoosh.
I float onto the bridge.
Other side.
Now, is there any pathway around the hole?
That's correct from that flip.
Okay. So coming out of into that chamber, I land on the solid ground.
You went to the bridge.
You landed in sewage.
That was the whole point
Okay.
where Delaney was dangling above it. You know, it's like over here in the pea water.
So I thought he stood on ground and pulled it out and down into a chamber.
The chamber leads straight to water.
Yeah, this is what's underneath. This is the
But the
hole
hole
is
is
here
Right.
that leads to this.
So is there any land around the hole
Mhm.
up there? Okay, that's where I come out of the passageway onto it.
Okay.
I still got the rope wrapped around my hand so I can hold them up just in case.
Got you.
Hold me up,
Or whoever.
There's nobody on the other end of it.
Okay.
you push me through the hole.
Yes.
Just noting that for later whenever he pushes you into a hole.
Okay.
I mean, really,
I
when you
stand
get
up, and I stand up and I go,
Why would I be holding onto the rope if I just fell down the hole?
I'm gonna say you were.
So you just pushed me through the hole, and I'm gonna let everyone call
You got
me.
wings.
You do have wings.
Sure. It's the thought that counts.
And I thought you could make it.
And I thought you just pushed me through a hole into sewage.
No, there's a path around the
I'm
outside.
behind him.
We're having this entire conversation. through
He's
the
out of the
hole.
way.
Get out of the way. That's what
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. You still holding the rope?
Yes.
I'm going to tie the rope. Nat one. I'm going to tie the rope around Rayado. And then I'm going to push it.
So you take the end that Damon has, tie it around Rayado, and then push him, and Rayado and the rope just into the water
I don't feel like it'd be that dumb. I just feel like it'd be a bad knot.
with your nat one.
The other side.
Yeah, it would be
Uh-huh.
a crappy knot.
He fell through a hole with a perception check. You didn't defend him.
Admittedly, I thought it was covered with something.
Rayado's in the water.
Can I help Ray? I'll go up.
Yes.
Get rid of it.
No. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow.
It's like picking up a pissed off cat. You're gonna take the damage.
He does that thing where like a bird in a bird bath is like shh.
It goes.
Except
water
for sewage water.
Roll for knot.
I do stand there and I'll help
Now
Ray.
you're
feed
not.
him.
So little by little, you all make your way down the hole, and you find yourself in this chamber. You go ahead and take a small break. Alright.
The room you need to make?
I'm sorry? No. But we will be back in just a little bit. We're going to take a small break, get some refreshments, and then we will be back. See you in a little bit. And we're back. So,
Go on.
this is where I am now.
You want me to get you a water?
Was gonna have a water bill. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm
And
so
really
glad
funny
we
is
started
nobody
this
else
drink.
knows
Sorry,
what's going on. They
what
just
would
see
you
what you
like?
That pink drink on the very bottom shelf. Nope.
Other pink, green.
Oh, don't
It's not on the bottom shelf.
He took that one and I.
That's what
All right.
happens when that's-
Welcome back, viewers.
Sorry, are we interrupting anything?
To help a brother out.
So, you find yourself now at some kind of odd sewer crossing. You're not entirely certain where you are, but you feel that you have moved deeper into the subterranean area. The era of subterranean. The smell of dank, fertile soil has now been replaced with a putrid smell of sewage crossed with seawater. And it seems to permeate through the entirety of the cavern that you find yourself in. You turn and go the opposite way, I assume, of where you once were. However, you do find a couple of things to be relieving. First off, you're able to stand upright. The ceiling in here vaults at about 10 feet, and the walls, as previously stated, are hewn stone, but they are not block or brick. It is just cut into the living earth in this tunnel that expands out before you. You begin to make your way down this darkened tunnel, and you see every maybe like 50 feet is an ever-burning torch emanating that mystical blue light. So there are spots that are complete darkness. And for those of you who can't see in the dark, as you pass through those dark areas, you get that kind of sense like when you was a kid and you got up to use the bathroom late at night and you knew the monsters would get you and you had to like run to the bathroom and then run back, you know? You kind of get that sense as you leave the light. You're like, and you get to the next area of influence of light and then continue forward. I will need somebody in the group to roll me a survival check or a dungeoneering check.
I will let the druid and the.
Or I take best.
You can aid. but somebody needs to lead the group.
Go for it, Zurich.
How old, sir?
It's been like 5 I've seen him roll. No more.
15.
I do not.
United. So with a 15, you know what? Go ahead and roll me a d4.
A D4?
No, whatever you want. Yes.
You begin to navigate this maze of sewage and hewn tunnels for 2 hours. You feel it takes you in different directions, and with your survival skill, you kind of look at the stone and you're able to determine where foot traffic has come and gone, but you can't really make any real discernment of who or what has come through here. But it gives you an idea of where you need to go and how to further your progress into this area.
How attached are the network turtles?
They're in sconces, so you can just remove one if you'd like.
Should we remove them and put them on the floor?
To make it easy to like track where we're going. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right, both ones.
As you reach up and you remove the ever-burning torch, you find that its name is a misnomer, because as soon as you remove it from its sconce, it flutters out in space.
It's an often burning torch.
What if we put it back?
It's an ever-burning torch under certain circumstances.
An
Does it green light?
Returning it back to its sconce from whence it came. It relights.
Still might not be a bad idea.
I think we should
Bury those scouts
So,
far away.
100 feet of scary.
Yeah. Well, he's got move.
So,
Outside of 120 feet.
the next time you make a roll next time you make a survival check or an engineering check to further your progress, you'll get a +2 to it for having done that. You do, however, get to a fork in the road, one that looks to be continuing westward, and one that turns to the south. It is just this tunnel that extends out before you in the hewn stone, but to your left that goes south, you see it opens up to cobblestone walkways and bricked walls. And it does have a neat little canal running down the middle of it that smells like soup and seafood.
delicious.
I wonder, Switch, are we under the city?
Would imagine so.
Roll me engineering.
Dungeoning. Yeah, 15.
With a 15, you get a strong sense of, yes, you are under the city. Where, though, you do not know.
Continue.
Okay.
Let's go south.
Sure.
One of the two directions.
Very good.
Yes.
Decision making like this will never get lost.
That was only one of two that I could remember.
So why?
Admittedly.
I don't know why it would make me think of the trauma I was chosen to lead, not to lead.
That's a Simpsons
Sure.
movie.
Anyways, we go south.
As you begin heading south, you follow along the walkway to either side, and that canal runs through the center. So to give you an idea, this is a 15-foot walkway, with the 5-foot in the middle being occupied by this canal with that kind of, it's not gently rushing, but it's also not like rapids. But it is this kind of murky water that's getting it some go. And every so often you do see a Snickers bar making its way down the middle of this tunnel. As you begin to head south, you see suddenly the walkway comes to a dead end with two walls. And you do see that there is an open room, and this room is completely flooded with water. It looks to be only maybe a few feet, or maybe a couple feet deep, so you could wade into it and be perfectly fine, but it's gross. It's still gross. But you do see that there is an opening on the far side of this room that opens back up into the same kind of walkway from which it's were.
Approximately how deep is it?
I would say we'll say 18 inches.
He's definitely waiting.
Up to my chest.
You look at Ragnar and you're like, uppies.
Yeah, you said a couple feet, and I was like, I am a couple feet. This is gross. I look at whatever you have.
I guess I'll go first. I'll start shredding through it.
Up on the shoulders.
You allow him to grapple you. He turns to a tree frog.
That was nice.
As you begin wading into this room, you ruminous, roomy, you come into this room. You ready? There it is.
Your butt.
I got you.
Hey!
Your butt.
Round of applause.
Gross.
That is
I don't like that
nasty.
yellow.
Oh, it's moving too.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Give it animation.
Oh, there's the Snickers bar.
So, within 15 feet of this room, go ahead and place your figures.
I'm me
Do we
again.
have to be?
Were we coming from this way over here?
Yes.
I want to jump the path. I want to jump over it.
I'm occupying the same square as him.
I want to use the
Worry
red
about it.
as skipping stones and jump across the sewage. You can do the long jump.
Long shot.
Maybe I missed.
Apparently, we're wading through sewage. Or they're wading through sewage.
I'm going to go ahead and place everyone else's figures.
Yes. Not my
Not in the water.
You run on his back. Cool.
Poor Rayado is just gonna get pissy.
Yeah, gross.
Put me in front of the phones.
What does he say?
I cheat.
As you make your way into the water, Ragnar, you step on something. It's hard, and you feel your foot slide to one side because it is also spherical in shape, more or less, and smooth.
It's a skull. Look at the skull.
Can I see through the water?
Not really.
Not really. I try to move it with my foot so it would be moved.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to slide it to the other side as I walk across it.
Moving it to the side.
Like, I'm gonna try to move it with me to this side.
Oh, you start kind of kicking it? As you dislodge it from where it was, it pops up out of the water that few 18 inches. So I imagine you kind of give it a little kick. And as it comes up out of the water, it is a skull. It pops out of the water, and you see the orifices begin to fill with that sludge as it sinks back down into the water from whence it came. You kind of like have that same expression, I imagine, as you look at it go. And then suddenly, you see 3 more pop out of the water in different areas of this room. When they pop out of the water in these areas, the skulls rear up, and you see that the teeth, kind of scarce in places. The eye sockets completely void, with the exception of one. One of the skulls has black eyes with orange irises that are almost glowing. As it comes up out of the water, you see the eyes begin to dart around and move, and you hear this gurgle as it looks around. From beneath the 3 skulls that popped out of the water, you see pincers of some kind of large crustacean rear up and antennae come up. As this hermit crab, using the skulls as a shell, rises from the sewer, and I will need the group to roll for initiative.
Nope. Nope. No, thank you.
I will do no such thing.
I am gonna see you guys.
I'm going to start rolling in the drain.
That's your prerogative.
0.
Hey.
Hey, 25. 1 through 25. I had to make a 26 number. 0.
Damn.
9.
It's fine. I didn't do shit about this time.
Ragnar.
17.
Manzer.
12.
Wow.
I need you to know that's the 5th one tonight.
15.
That's not too well. I'm on a 0.
Your dexterity is -1.
Sure.
But
I feel like I should just not act in the first round. That's what that means.
Don't say that. We don't need videos.
Nothing was still hurt as bad as when Tavio beat my initiative when I rolled a nat 20.
Amos, is that better? Sarah, is that better?
These crabs emerge from the muck and they begin to kind of shift looking at all of you, and they seem just as surprised to see you as you are to see them. Like they were just chilling and enjoying their home, and then now this.
so there's 3 separate ones?
Correct.
Oh.
Ragnar, you are first to act.
Yeah. I guess if anything, I'd never say this. I'm gonna pull out a hammer. I'll probably get swacked at. And then I'm gonna,
The crab's going to attempt to swack at you.
yeah, swacking at me.
Does an 18 hit you?
Depends.
On?
Yes.
It deals 2 points of damage.
That's
Riding that 2 again.
Hey-oh! Tuesday!
And I will need a fortitude save.
21.
It reaches out as you go to draw your hammer, and it latches onto your shin, just here. And you're just kind of like, ow.
2 hours. And then I'm going to be like, not today, Junior, and power attack it.
Okay.
It has a skull, yeah?
Yeah,
Is this the one that I can see the eyes of the skull? Or
no, that one is this guy.
Okay, so
I'll go ahead and make him do it.
that's fine. I'm going to intentionally try to kill him in one hit.
You may.
By kill, I mean unalive. I've been doing fine all night, and then it's just like, oh, you're attacking? 8.
Nate will not strike your pussy. And it bites your chin. You go to swing down at it, and it just kind of sinks below the water. You hit, the water disperses and splashes on you, and you're like, sure. Do you take any other gross actions? Excellent.
It's a good thing.
It is their turn now.
Of course it is.
I put step.
I have a thing that says they can't do that.
You know what? That's,
That's me.
There is actually a feat that allows them to do. You can do that.
that doesn't make sense. So, here comes some cows.
Santa.
Does a 7 hit you?
No.
Does a 6 hit you?
No.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Dealing 3 points of damage. I'll need a fortitude save.
It's not that the crab is causing it, it's the
21.
fluid.
21 will save.
Yeah, it's fine there.
Does a 7 hit you?
No.
Yes.
You see this guy suddenly leap, covering the 10-foot distance as it jumps out of the water. It's only in that moment that you see that they are this ghostly white color. Not like a typical hermit crab, and much larger in size. Its legs, even for its increased size, are longer than they should be. As it leaps out of the water, reaching out to attack you, getting a +2.
Does it really?
It does.
Oh dear.
As
Is it
if
be a
it
9 to hit?
As if it wants to hug his face.
Don't. We're not going that route.
Does a 12 hit you?
No.
Does a 10 hit you?
No.
They're rolling garbage.
Thank
These things begin to reach out and snap at you. You just kind of.
I don't know what he was doing, so I'm making fun of him. Sorry, carry on.
You guys,
Like,
as you begin to kind of backpedal, the one jumps out of the water towards you, and you're just like, no! And you just kind of knock it straight into the water. Like, bad crap.
Back to your home.
You're too good for your home? Parry!
Yes.
I don't want to touch the things.
Put
Then
your
you
hat
don't.
on. What? 35 feet.
Hilarious.
It's only on
Okay.
one base.
False. There's exactly 6 feet. I wasn't counting.
Maybe where we're at.
Derek, you are the next playable character to go.
Don't call.
There's only one missing right
Props.
Let's try that too. Oh. Daggum other systems getting in my head. Muddling my thoughts.
now. Yes. Oh. Magic.
You chant tone pointing at that one, you see the eyes look at you and go, "Ooh!" You strike the crustacean. How much health do you?
5.
Yeah, there it is. How much damage you say you did? 3?
15.
The missile hits the crab. You see it jostle in place, and it kind of like. That's better. Take any other action?
What I got?
Right. Menzer.
I draw my sword, provoking from 2 of the 3. Unless they have combat.
No, you
I'm on.
Yes, but mechanically,
Okay.
you wouldn't be. So I'd say when combat started, you.
Okay.
Because it says you can't occupy the same square as a character.
I draw my scimitar
Does an 18 hit?
and and I swing at that guy.
Okay.
No. Well, then
You
I
can't reach the wound.
And I missed. However, Rayado is going to take a 5-foot step. He's going to attempt to eat
Max.
with a 21.
21 will strike your opponent.
A nat 1.
That will not strike your opponent, and he gets a free attack on your raptor. Does a 19 hit your raptor? Ooh, it hits. Nice. Dealing 2 points of damage.
What do you want?
I need a fortitude save.
Yes.
Well, I'll just use that. 21.
That's fine.
Okay. And then the last attack, 18.
What's meant to be.
That will strike your opponent. You got 2 hits on the crap.
Yep.
Oh,
Damon, you are the next playable character. You stop.
wish I could.
I do grand total of 10 points of damage. Oh, so sorry. That was weird.
You knocked the bottle over and it just fell one man and sat there and stared at it. And he was just like,
That's weird as hell. I'm so sorry.
Rayado grabs this massive crab with his claws. He lifts it up, and he kind of like, if you've ever seen Rescuers Down Under, when Joanna bites the egg that's actually a rock, he's just kind of like... And you see him digging into the skull and the carapace of the crustacean. He's doing damage, but it's not near as much as you expect it to be. Does he take any other actions?
Yeah, but
damn it. Beautiful.
Oh, something I forgot to mention. It's difficult terrain.
Not for me, not for
you know, if we walked around for 2
How many
hours, it doesn't.
Oh, damn it.
It's only 30 minutes.
Fine.
Womp womp.
And I'm like, oh, that's so gross. Splash.
Which means that Rayado wouldn't be able to take a 5-foot step, but I forgot. So I'll allow it.
And that's first thing.
So It'd be 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
No, if it's difficult terrain, I can. In that case,
You can only move 10 feet?
It moves 20.
I move 20.
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
Eli,
Yes.
can we get still trained?
Yeah,
You take any actions?
I had draw my sword.
Okay. You wade into the pool. You see the waves disperse from when you jump in. You begin to slosh your way through there. You see the skull in the back of the crab look at you, and it's like,
I think it's struggle.
maybe. Isaac.
Can I identify that skull with the eyes?
You may.
What would it be?
It would be spellcraft. No, knowledge arcana.
I've been rolling a 10 for my knowledges. I am straight pack. I think it's a 17. Double check it. Knowledge Arcana is in fact a 17.
This is a talking head. A talking head is a necromancer, is a familiar of a necromancer. Typically what a talking head can do, it cannot move on its own, but it can speak, and it is imbued with intelligence. Necromancers oftentimes use these to hold conversations with, bounce ideas off of, or if the head is smart enough, they can use to aid them in certain skill checks, certain knowledge checks.
The skeletal champion. Sorry, the thing I don't think is a skeletal champion, but maybe or may not be a skeletal champion. Cleric. You speak in common, right?
Yes.
Maybe like Old English style, like King James Version English, but like in common nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So in common, I kind of look at it as like, can I get you off of the crab?
It has no eyelids.
Okay. Please don't destroy the skull on the crab that has the eyeballs.
Oh, another fun fact. This is my favorite thing about a talking head. A talking head can be used as an improvised thrown weapon. For up to 10 feet, dealing 1d4 points of damage to any creature that it hits, but does no damage to the talking head. Why? I don't know. It's a thing.
It's the greatest thing I found out this season.
So,
Anyway,
what would it increase the DC basically? Did you just hit the hammer crab and not the head?
not really. I'm just going to allow you to attack it.
Withdrawing my chain, moving 5 feet, so I can hit the blue other one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to just poke it with my chain.
You may poke it.
Ravens. I missed it.
Yeah, just roll until you get your desired number.
It was a miss. It was like a 2+1.
Okay. You say, don't hit the head. It's like, and then you rear back your whip, and it goes, and you just crack into the water, and you see it disperse the water and kind of splashing up. Do you take any other actions?
No.
Okay. We're continuing. It's normal. Okay. Next up, Ragnar.
Oh. Not that one, but these are good?
Sure.
Okay. I power attack the one again.
Okay. The one directly in front of you.
11.
11 will not strike your opponent. So you swing down once again, missing the crab as it. You take any actions?
No.
Yeah.
Good. I'm good.
This crab's going to move. Who hit this crab?
No one.
Delaney.
No one hit this crab.
Well,
Okay.
Delaney hit it
Delaney.
with the metricus.
Harry did.
I got you.
Let me say it hit the head.
You got 2 attacks coming at you.
Oh, yeah?
You are technically flanked.
Yes.
You
adding that in, or do I need to?
No, I'm at. So,
No.
what did I roll? D4.
That's why I knew it was a no. I heard the dice.
Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Nat 1! You want to take an attack of opportunity against
Yes.
crabs?
Eddie? Do I get to do it as a power attack or no? You can say no. I just need to know.
I'll say no.
21.
That will strike your crab.
8.
8 points of damage.
Yes. To clarify, was it one of the white ones?
It was blue.
And I will make sure not to hit the heads.
You swing down at the crab, hitting it hard as it shifts in place, and you realize where Rayato is struggling to hurt it, you're doing full-on damage with it. Should we pause? Okay. No.
Quality content.
3.
Which one's 3?
This one's 3. The one on the right.
Okay.
My right.
Fine, thanks.
And the other one's 2.
Where's 1? Bless you. I guess we were counting down for you to sneeze, huh? Have you tried not doing it?
No, not one. You want to take another attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
This one is against this guy.
Love
11 will not strike you. 10?
This is a great game.
These two are attacking you. Or, I'm sorry, they're attacking Rayato. Would Rayato like to take an attack of opportunity? That is 3 nat 1s.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Oh.
Holy crap.
You know, almost 20. 19.
19 will strike your opponent.
5 points of damage.
Nothing happens. Second attack. That's a 19 hit Rayato.
Yes.
Dealing 2 points of damage. What's happening? What's happening in the chat? The raid is occurring.
Somebody's getting bashed and it's funny.
Is it me?
No. It's on live too.
He's locked.
I need a fortitude save from Rayato. Did I tell you how much damage it did?
Yeah. It's going to be 23.
That's fine. Great. That horrendous turn of the crabs is up. Parry. You good? Great.
Yep.
Alright, man, Sarek.
I am going to use my agile tongue. And I am going to repeat.
Using one on the other.
I am going to do a combat maneuver and steal the skull off of the blue guy.
Boo!
Okay, roll it. Beautiful being. 20 not natural.
It wraps around the skull. You pull it away.
It does provoke an attack of opportunity from the
That
one that
guy. Got you. Does an 18 hit you? I am going to give him some stuff. You wrap around the skull. You pull it to you. The skull goes. Argh! You take any other action?
I've wanted to do that literally since I got that beat. So it's like, well,
It's really precision.
It's Rayato's turn.
all right. Rayato is going to full round attack.
He may.
The other one. It's a 18.
18 will strike your opponent. Give me that damage.
4.
Okay.
And that's gonna miss. And that's probably gonna miss. It's a 13 hit.
15 does not strike your opponent. Okay. Damon. Screaming Damon. You don't want to what?
I want to destroy the skull now.
Okay, real quick. Amos, look at me. I
In
said,
his mouth, yes.
yeah.
I know.
Then what's wrong?
You don't want to.
I want to
Don't
attack
destroy-
Spencer.
Why would you destroy the skull?
Well, I was going to just attack crabs.
Right.
Now, is it immobilized when you have crabs like that?
I have taken the skull off of its back.
Oh, it's completely off.
It's totally, yeah, you're free to beat the hard.
How about beat the top?
You may roll to beat. Roll to beat.
The skull.
How big is it?
Yeah.
Size of a human skull.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
It's like right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
Skull. It's just this low.
Oh my god.
Okay. Damn it, him.
Alright, so with no negative, it's a 15.
15 will not strike. Did you take any of that?
No.
Isaac, you're up. Are you adding your attack
Yeah.
like correctly
Yeah. I
with
get
an
plus
18
7.
strength?
I have a plus 7.
Okay.
My attack bonus.
Okay.
Amos, I love and appreciate you and everything you do. I just didn't know that.
Sorry to make that counter so hard on you.
I'm good. I'm going to take a 5-foot step back.
You may not. Well, you can move 5 feet back.
Oh, then I'm just going to.
You may. If that is a reach weapon, you are taking -4 because he is in base combat.
Then I'll move 5 feet.
Okay, that will provoke.
Sure.
Okay. As long as we're all okay with it.
Does he have combat reflexes?
It doesn't matter. Do you want to take a free attack?
Nat 1!
What is my line?
That's what I have now, right?
Do you want the great news? Be even
Roll
better?
to attack, man. Say no. No, we're not doing that.
You'll break the skull!
Do you want to know the even better news? You know what I rolled to hit the
Oh, great. Roll me a second attack roll.
I'm retiring this dice.
What'd you roll? So,
There's a lot of flailing around right now.
There's a nice gel over here.
so you jump back. The crab rolls on its back. Damon, like, looks at the crab and goes, "Fire!" And everybody's like, "It's a crab." And he's like, "Oh." And then you take your whip, you rear back, and it wraps around your head, and you're like, "Ow!" And you just kind of like, that was a productive round. Top of the initiative, Ragnar.
And I'm just gonna attack this thing in front of me.
One!
Yay!
That is the one that has not been hit yet.
Oh no.
The one directly in front of you.
What? Okay.
You been attacking the blue one?
No.
No. 18. Yeah, we'll strike your opponent.
You did this chest of dice number.
It's 12 points of damage?
I was rolling the wrong dice for damage the whole time.
Oh.
When you hit the restart button, can we go back to the previous save?
I've only hit once, so it's all that matters.
The crab looks up at you and it does this kind of like, bring it on, and you go, wham! And you do so much damage to this crab. You see the skull shatter and fissure in a spider web pattern on it. You hear it crunch and you see it kind of fold beneath you as it's just kind of like, oh. It is not dead though.
Wait, does it actually say that?
Kind of in like that sound that only giant ghost crabs make.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Do you take any of that actions?
No, sir.
Alright. Bone crabs.
Dice or ghost?
That one's just
Bone crab.
it's a little both. Coming at you.
Yeah.
18.
Yes.
I lied. 20.
Oh.
2 points of damage. I need a fortitude save.
Nat 20.
Don't worry about the fortitude save. This one shoots a 9 hit. These 2 claw attacks are coming at Riato. 11. 8. These 2 claw attacks are coming at Damon.
Why did it be so close?
16. 23.
No.
I was about to say, it literally can't hit you. Dealing 4 points of damage.
Wait.
To be fair,
Roll me a fortune save.
David is so you could have an AC of
It's
24.
possible if I were fully kitted. 25.
These crabs leaping out of the water begin to snip and snap at you with their pincers. Some of them making purchase, but mostly not. One of them grabs you by your toes.
My toes.
Harry.
What is what is happening? Alright, I'm gonna get like I need to see. I'll get involved.
You see
Can't
it.
do any work. Let's start stabbing us.
I mean, you can start throwing pee on them if you want.
They shoot a lightning bolt into the water.
I'm sorry.
I could.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Screw this particular piece of real estate.
From the guy that dropped
Yeah.
pebbles on us.
Yeah.
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 Pause. Pebbles
Everyone was fine with that? You didn't ask, you just did it.
No, I asked if everybody was okay. Health-wise.
versus laughter.
No, I asked before.
Difficult terrain.
You
No.
didn't ask for their consent.
No, I
Yes.
didn't do that. I wasn't gonna ask for that.
I will take
Attack of opportunity.
an attack of opportunity.
Well,
Double move. Well,
do you take any actions?
no.
I assume you jump into the water in your nice clothes and you're like, ooh, 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 as you start making your way through the water. Man's Eric.
I'm gonna stab the Skulless Wonder with a 12.
Roll will not strike your opponent.
Okay. And then Rayado going to full round attack the
Please do.
other one. That's an 8. That's a 9-1.
So,
Give me rid of 8.
Nope. And a 14.
No.
Move on.
So you begin to do this like epic Princess Bride kind of fencing.
There's still a skull hanging from my top.
Yeah. And he's like, I know something you do not know. And you're like, what's that? I am not left clawed. And you begin to like fence with this crab.
You don't. I'm not left it.
I am not left tongued.
You have 2 of those
That's the second feat if it's in horse.
the entire time.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
my father was a grip team, but my
Different
brother
touch
was
attacks.
a serpent.
Can we do a custom feat?
A what?
We don't know that. Do a custom feat.
No.
Or just a tongue.
Don't care.
Let's be-
I feel like the feet fork tongue would make you better at bluffs.
we could have it do that too.
More seduction.
we could have it do that too.
Are we? We've moved.
Use my tongue and jump.
It's Damon. Go. Yeah, we're fighting crabs.
25.
We're adults fighting crabs.
Are we fighting crap? Are we dancing in sewage?
I feel like we're fighting inner demons right now.
Little bow.
I'm gonna hit a lot of her chest right now. I do 12 points of damage.
You slice into this crab, severing it in twain as it falls apart and floats to the surface. Has no shell to protect it, so it's bludgeoning damage. Do you take any other actions?
Negatory.
Or, I'm sorry, it's damage from damage. Next up, Isaac.
I weep.
You may.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate the permission. Can I move next to Perry
You may.
with intent of whipping?
Run along the
What?
Excuse me. He's a child.
You make your way along the wall, shifting across the room, and you're like, swiggity swiggity, as you get close to Barry.
No,
I'm just going to throw this. You go in this. It's a 20 to hit.
A 20 will strike your crabbish opponent.
I thought you were whipping me.
Dealing 5 points.
You hit the crab, it just kind of like the shell on its back goes. The crab doesn't move. Do you take any other ineffective actions?
Go on. It does piercing damage. I'm sure you do that.
That's windy.
The title of this episode is The Crustaceous Period.
Ragnar.
I'm going to do a call shot. I'm going to try to do an uppercut with the hammer through its torso-ish at the inlet area.
With the intent of doing what?
Killing it.
That's just a regular hit. You don't have to do a call shot for that.
4 points.
Crab, corner pocket.
21.
Mm-hmm. Will strike your crystal.
14 damage.
Delicious.
Did I win?
I jump in the water to try to help, and now the targets keep disappearing.
So, as the one that you previously struck looks over and sees Damon slice his companion in half, you see the other two become distressed, as if the death of one is freaking them out. As it looks over at its companion, it turns and looks at you as you just kind of do that thing where you like roll the hammer and the head spins in your head, and you're like, and it's like, oh no. As you, the rest of you see chips of skull just fly into the area as the crab disappears, but you see two bodiless claws float to the surface and then slowly begin to
And a full motion cloud.
The crab legs.
delicious.
Covered in secret.
You take any actions? The crab that saw that happen to its buddy is going to turn and try to attack you. 22.
Yes.
All right.
Did I make him?
3 points of dabblage. I will need a fortitude save.
It's not good. 17.
You can.
8.
It reaches up, pinching you just like in that soft spot of your thigh, that kind of area that makes you go, ah! And it takes its other claw and reaches up at you, and you're like, no, and just kind of knock it away. Parry.
I do a double move to the other side of the sword. No,
Yep. Nope. That was what. That was what.
like to get out
Oh,
of the water.
you are here?
Yeah.
5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
What?
Slosh.
Do you have prestidigitation?
What we learn.
Do you take any elections? It already asked that.
You were the one that got us down in this hole.
And Zarek.
I am going to drop the skull into my left hand.
Okay.
And then I am going to combat maneuver, steal the other skull, this last remaining guy.
You may.
Ooh, 15?
What did you do with the skull face?
You pull the mundane skull from the crab, revealing just its soft kind of back as it like looks back at itself and it looks at you and it's like, nah, dog.
And then Ray Otto. It's finally gonna eat him.
No,
You're gonna watch this happen.
I've been shucked.
Does a 15 hit?
No.
That's gonna miss. And a nat 1.
Randomly got hers.
Hang on. Matt. 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
He had looked at his token.
Yeah, 11.
Hey, dude.
So you snatch the skull from the crab. When you do so, you see Rayado watch the skull go to you. And you're like, hell no! And it like wants to leap at you because you have the skull now. And you're like, bad that then. Bad! And you're like holding these two skulls. And then it looks like you're holding volleyballs. No! Does Rayado take another action?
That'll be it.
Wonderful.
Oh, it did provoke me doing the tongue thing.
Oh, of course it
Go ahead
did.
and take that.
Of course it did. 9. Also, when I just rolled that dice, it didn't roll. It just went. Anyway, Damon.
Check.
Mother.
My shield.
You may.
Because I know it's.
You know,
Shield?
You know what? And will not strike her.
Needs to be bludgeon damage.
Sure, if it had the skull on
No, it's the blue one. It's the-
it. But they
They all
have
have skulls.
it.
Cool.
I did it again.
That's his entire
I have two skulls.
Oh, I thought you were being funny.
No,
I mean, I was,
Yeah.
but I was also being. That is also a thing that I.
There are two skulls. One of them in my mouth, kind of hanging from my mouth. The other was in my mouth.
Yeah, so if you would have used your sword, you wouldn't have. There'd be no damage.
It's like that joke about the warlock asking the rogue for a skull. It's like, well, I'm just gonna ask you a question about how I got him.
Can't do it.
Did you take anything in fact about
Let's look at him again.
Isaac?
I'm here. I move next to Barry, and that's my turn.
Ragnar.
I'm going to turn to the next one. And I'm just free.
I do one thing and I do it well.
We're probably trying to get as well. Been rolling the right die. It was just the one attack, was it? It's like a 20 something.
A 20-something will strike your opponent.
23.
I'm rolling a d12. So I don't know why I can't hit it.
17 damage.
What?
What?
I'm maxed out.
Jeez.
I didn't have.
So with your cold shot to the torso area of your crab, you swing into the water. The water disperses in like this high V shape as you hit this crab, bringing it up and sending it craning into the ceiling. As it hits and spatters and leaves this kind of green gooey kind of smudge on the ceiling, and then bits of carapace and guts begin to kind of rain down. It's like, and just like that, you're out.
Or
Easy peasy.
why?
All it takes.
Again.
Yeah, I should have done that the first time.
So,
But then we never would have got to see you jump into the water and be like,
I dropped the mundane skull. Hold this one out. I give it to you. I feel like this would be
I am slightly offended.
better. Why? You're the one that knew what it was. Wait, was
Where
it you
is
that knew
your
what it
job? Would another job on work? Find one of the other schools.
No, they're not giants. Because they were occupying just the cranium.
This is a quest item for later.
Oink! This right there!
Your job. Where is it? Is it on a skeleton?
Wait,
I like you
Walking into the sewer.
And that sound like the farther away you get.
What just happened?
Do you think that it can talk?
I know just as much as you do. Why are you asking?
You pulled it off of it.
Onward!
So,
So we
It won't work,
leave, leave the piss pit.
first,
Nobody can see it, but it's yellow and it's sloshing.
I will keep the
It's yellow and it's sloshing.
I'll keep the yes and no questions on. Talking to this.
Uh-huh.
Is your jawbone in the sewer cell? Say yes or no.
He said yes.
Okay. Do you know the location it is in?
He said
Really
yes.
back with yes or no.
Make one.
Yes, 2 grunts for no.
that a no?
1 for yes, 2 for no. So no, it would be a yes.
That's sarcasm.
Thanks. It translates into the afterlife well. Is it magical in nature, like you? This isn't. Oh, God, I didn't hear this. This is the talking head, by the way. It was
Damn it, intensifies.
it was the familiar of the necromancer.
Perhaps the other half of the jawbone we saw walking around.
Yeah, on the skeleton.
Probably.
It was recorded messages kind of thing.
One grunt for
Really
yes,
bad.
2 for no. Is that yours?
I think you said no.
Would any jawbone work to allow you to speak?
That's a yes. I'm lightheaded. That was so funny. I find one. Give it to Dr.
Roll me a perception check.
Let's go under. Let's go.
1? You pull up a Snickers bar with this word.
It uses that as ear hole.
Visual lie.
Oops.
Getting some sort of rag I wipe. I apologize for him. Let's just continue.
He said yes.
He did it! I don't know.
I grab your arm and I quickly pull you away before you make the situation worse. Let's go this direction together.
Alright, ready, let's go.
It doesn't feel like he's gonna stop doing
I think Eli wanted to stop.
Roll sense
that. What
motive.
did you cover?
Well, he doesn't.
I'm gonna roll sense motive
Just put them in your
for what
bag
he's
for now.
trying to convey.
You may.
That one.
Thought it was. It's
It
not.
would have been funny. 11.
With an 11, you feel like he's annoyed, and he's conveying that, but how or what he's trying to say, you have no idea.
I rolled 25 first.
With a 25, he's rambling. You know he's mad, but what he's rambling has like it's even if he had a jawbone and you can understand what he's saying, you have no like it would mean nothing.
Correct.
He's just being
Annoying.
annoying.
Did you come in with the armada that assailed the city? So were you here before that invasion? Has it been within the past 100 years that you found yourself this way?
Yes.
Do you know if your master is still alive?
Are you bigger than a Britma?
What powerful necromancers do you guys know in Dreamport?
None. Also, don't know anybody in Dreamport besides you guys, so.
Are there any powerful spellcasters?
Perhaps the necrodancer.
You asked for that.
1d4 bludgeoning damage.
You get a -4 to your throw.
Interesting.
With a knowledge, if anybody wanted to roll, instead of just being like, I don't know, and moving on,
I don't have local or nobility.
it would be it'd be either of those.
Okay.
So that was me more in character saying, I don't know what the crap is going on.
20 nobility.
20 nobility, you say? Get it back. Get it back.
Nobility?
But you said this was specifically a necromancer is familiar.
Correct.
my kid's parents, but
Is he implying that Merlin's still alive?
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
well, I asked had he seen his master within the last 100 years.
And he said yes.
No, I didn't.
So there are a few powerful powerful spellcasters in Drimport, but you would know that the High Mage of Drimport, who you had seen at that meeting, is Zaltervum, the female serpent folk.
She only has the fork tongue beats.
Holding him in my hand with a black chain tattoo. Do you recognize this at all?
That's more than one or two. I don't know.
I put him in my bag.
Just real quick, that last thing that he said, I am going to tell you what he said. He said, now you want to find my jawbone, don't you?
Yeah. So the reason I put him in my bag.
It's a negative
Want me
10.
to find? So wait.
I am going to say he doesn't stop.
So that'd be a minus 15 if you wanted to know the full number there.
Gracious.
It's not like you do it anyway.
Oh my god.
So whereas you two can like disappear into the night, I am a beacon of light.
If he had invisibility on him, you still have a better chance without the spell to not be seen.
Even standing still.
Yeah. It's still doable.
Well,
Let's continue on this path. If we
I have to
find the jawbone, we can.
in bad news,
What's the bad news?
if it's the jawbone that can record messages, we know where it is.
Where's that?
On the skeleton marching up to the surface.
They said they have to meet first.
Who would they have to meet with? It was the Dark Lady? Right? This is me trying to remember what you said.
The
The Black Lady?
To whom are you referring?
When he was talking to the skeleton player,
Yeah.
he said, we have to meet with this person.
Yeah.
I don't remember who that was.
I don't think I said either of those things, though.
the guard of the place or something along all those lines is what I recall.
The neat thing is, this is recorded, so we can go back and look.
Which also tells me it may not be exactly pertinent.
I believe we should go find our undead friends.
Whoa, hang on.
You'd have to double back. Or us try to find where they went.
I feel like this is a pressing issue.
I feel like you'll have some.
Well, we're still looking for
We're looking for a flute.
a flute, your master, and now the jawbone of the skull who knows a darker side of my past.
I am much more concerned about stopping the undead from rising up and attacking the city than I am a flute, a jawbone, or, unfortunately,
The flute, the jawbone, and the wardrobe.
That's going to be the name. Include the jawbone in my friend.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The Justicars are the police force of the city, correct?
Sort of. The town has a town guard. You would know this, and I'm just clearing it up. It does have a town guard, but the Justicars were established, and I'm just going to give you this because you know this because you were amongst the Justicar. Because several thousand people had died in the bay of this place, and then people like swarmed in and started practicing magics and stuff. It was a hot spot for necromancers to come in and begin practicing their magics. And so this ambient power of necromancy with thousands of dead bodies in the water kind of birthed a lot of undead. And so when different schools of religion started to move into the area, the Aradi sect was the only sect that was like, we have paladins. Where clerics were super helpful in dealing with all this, when you can make an alpha force of paladins to deal with things like that, that is what they are.
So more of getting at the Justicars would be alerted of an army of the undead and sent promptly to disassemble.
Oh, they will disassemble them right down to the ground.
But his jawbone would be amongst the pile.
Close.
And it's a necromantic object. He's also a necromantic object, but you know. Haunting skull. They're not a necromantic object?
You can roll sense motive if you like.
Sound like he's getting bit.
I'm gonna stop rolling sense motive.
However, my sense motives are getting better. 27.
With a 27, after he starts freaking out when you said that, he realizes that they're probably going to destroy it. If a paladin found a necromantic object, they would just destroy it.
Yeah.
No questions asked. And he's freaking out.
Get a new one
No.
for me. It's
A jabberjaw?
for him to be able to use.
Roll me spell. In? No. What? Another jabberjaw not created.
What about a 20 not
With a spellcraft? With a 20 not natural, a jabberjaw is kind of easily created. Whether it would fit him or work for him, you doubt it. Because his jaw is what makes him whole. If you just slap another one on,
Don't try that.
yeah, it's not
It's not his jaw.
it's not his jaw. You just like mold it.
Get the perfect jaw.
Oh shit. So it sounds like we have a jaw, a flute, and another apple. Don't ask questions you don't want to answer.
We're saying yes.
Do we continue down the path then and just keep going?
Yep.
It's a little bit. I say we keep going.
Well, what are the odds that these sewers back onto themselves in a circular motion?
For the dungeoneering.
I'll tell you what, if it's historical or magical in nature. Actually,
That would you close to? With a 29, you kind of like look at the flow of the water, reevaluate where you are, kind of looking over the area. You realize the flow of water is an indication of where it's heading. That is because you can't see stars or sun or anything, that's your indication of a definite. When you left that crossing, you went in a loop in the fastest way possible, but it's like if this is where the water is emptying out, you did this number because you didn't want to follow where they were going. Because you went the opposite direction, it's leading you back into this loop.
So if we just keep going, we'll probably get back
Yes, theoretically.
running into them.
With this information and also me casting a spell no direction, which tells me exactly where north is, does that add anything to the fastest way possible?
doesn't the spell tell you like add to your survival check? I think it says in the spell, it like adds.
It just tells you the direction.
With that information, you would know that the water is emptying out towards the ocean.
Let's keep going onward.
So, you begin to turn up the volume. So it's
It's laughing so hard.
I'll get it now.
A little bit.
You started answering before you realized it was the best
No,
part.
I already knew before. It was one.
I thought it's the
I'm
first.
so excited to be able to use that. Oh man, I'm glad that wasn't a waste.
I thought No Direction was a first level spell, so I was like, just No North is a very bland thing for first
No,
level.
that's okay.
That makes more sense. Sorry.
You all begin to head in that direction. What order are you marching?
Yes.
I would say that
Someone with a light spell.
I have a light. I'll be up front, and is it able to only be onesies in a row?
Yes. Because of the narrow.
Ham, frog,
Harry.
parry, paladin in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him, frog, me, parry, paladin.
Paladin.
So, him, frog, me, parry, paladin begin
There's a
to
Rayado in between somewhere in there.
him, frog, me, him, frog, Rayado, me, parry, paladin begin to make your way through this passageway. Roll me a survival check. Add your +2 to it.
16.
Hey.
Oh, I thought you were all of us.
No, just that general survival check. You do have a solid idea of where you're heading, especially since you've taken the torches off the wall. You know you're not doubling back. You're continuing to loop the circuit. And with all of your gathered information, you would know that you're more than halfway done with this circuit. You begin making that loop, and roll me a d4. Just right there. 1. It takes you an hour. This time you've cut your time in half in making that loop. As you circle around, you begin to head into this area, and you see that it opens up in kind of an impressive way. You see that there are pillars that line the inner parts of this chamber that you've walked into. These pillars stretch up to the ceiling that has domed 10 feet higher. Where before you had a 10-foot ceiling, now it is a 20-foot ceiling. A 2-story domed room with pillars that extend high up into it. This room is decorated in what looks to be makeshift creature comforts. Random pillows, crates, boxes, barrels, and even a makeshift walkway constructed out of what looks to be driftwood encircles the entirety of this room with an egress on the far side, a single archway that leads out into a narrow tunnel. As you kind of make your way into this room, kind of stepping in, do you do anything?
How far wide is it?
I would say it's probably about 50 feet wide.
So I would turn on my life. If I see any life forms, I immediately know their condition.
Mm-hmm.
To see if I see anyone.
Your scouter,
Yeah.
it's over 9,000. 9,000, that can't be right, Anyway,
We're doing a bit.
you begin to walk into the room. As you do so, you make your way into the center of the room. Harry,
So Death Watch doesn't give you like all of that. It's not if they're all fully alive. It's
It's only a
greater believer. Or you can know if they're four. Well, okay, never mind. Okay. I'll let you read it.
roll me a perception.
I don't know.
And just for chuckles, roll me a +1.
Plus one. For no reason in particular. For perhaps 25.
25, you say.
See what?
Sorry, I should have had this photo.
It's okay.
You didn't think you'd survive.
It's alright.
This is helping
As you step into the room, you look down at the floor, and it's in that moment that you realize that I forgot the order, but it doesn't matter because everyone has already triggered the trap, and you are well past it. Roll me another perception check and give me that plus. So, you feel like there may be something there. You don't know. You are way too concerned with what has already been triggered. As you see this purple diagram appear under everyone's feet, it shifts and rolls, and suddenly you all feel this pulse jet and roll through you, and I will need a fortitude save from the party.
Roll on that. Sweet. I can do that.
I think that's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not yet.
Just be a 42 kind of evening.
We are transferred the crypt in a sewer. Yes.
Fortitude.
Well,
Okay, that is a fail.
15.
It's a fail. It's a fail.
20 and 21.
Both fine.
Limit.
It's a fail. So, as you step into this, that purple sigil bursts out around all of you, and you feel this sudden wash of exhaustion take over you. Specifically, mechanically exhausted. An exhausted character moves at half speed, cannot run or charge, and takes a -6 penalty to strength and dexterity. It takes 1 hour of complete rest for you to turn your exhaustion into fatigue. So that washes over all of you as you feel the strength sap from your body and your knees become weak. Yes. Did you look at it, my guy?
what happens if your strength reduces to 0?
Not 0. It's 1.
If it goes, the only thing that kills you is a constitution. Everything else is either immobilized or unconscious.
I would also say that exhaustion doesn't kill you because it doesn't do strength damage. It's just brought you down to a point where you physically can't lift yourself.
Yeah, I don't think you can move.
No, you cannot move. As you all see Perry go, guys, there's a trap. And then he just collapses under his own weight, hitting the ground. Robbie comes out of his bag and he begins to kind of like circle you and push against you, nudging you, trying to get you up. I will say that he was protected by the satchel, and so he seems fine. From the bag, you hear as you all like feel this crushing weight of your own gear on your back. You see the tarps and fabrics around you begin to shift and move, as suddenly dozens of people begin to emerge, hidden behind these. Stop that!
I'm trying.
I know you have 3 more. Wait. As they begin to emerge, you see these people range in age from 12 to well into their 50s. They all have this very roguish look about them. Sneeze, man, let it out.
It's not there yet, so. It's like there's like a feather in the tip of my nose and it just won't stop.
Check it out.
I don't know how to talk to her. Anyways,
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, you do that.
It's our kind of Thieves' Day.
I have a thing, by the way, to remove exhaustion. I have a chance to cast it.
Do you though?
I do. As you see dozens of these people begin to merge out from their hiding places, all of them brandishing cutlasses or rapiers, as they grin looking at their new easy prey that has laid out before them. They begin to descend from ladders and ropes to get on your level as they surround you, with the exception of maybe half a dozen that are brandishing crossbows and aiming down at you. As you all, I assume, stand back to back with these people ready to fight them, you see this woman present herself as she walks out with a flintlock pistol in hand and a rapier at her side. You would all, Ragnar and Perry would recognize her. She was in the council meeting with High Lord Mayor Hawthorne, the woman with the scarred face, eye patch, and the tentacle that runs down the side of her head. Once you see her, you see those kind of tattoos are appearing on most all of these people of some variation. Tentacles that wrap around their arms, some down their legs, some reaching up from their necks. As they begin to kind of converge on all of you, you hear the hammer cock back on her flintlock pistol, and she says, "And to what do I owe the honor?" She says as she bows to all of you.
I'm still on my feet. And I'm still in moderately fighting shape. And so I step in front of Perry in a fighting stance. It's like, what is this?
She smiles. She says, "Oh, he's the muscle, but not the brain. This is an ambush," she says.
Duh. Warren.
"My name is Meryl. Pleasure to meet you. Now you have the advantage of me. Let's level the playing field." "What are you doing here?" She says, like the facade completely leaving, and she looks very irritated.
We're on a trail. It has nothing to do with it.
She says, "Well, unfortunately, it has everything to do with me." You hear "Stop!" scream out as she looks over her shoulder, and you all see this girl run into the room. She looks very out of place. Being about 16 years old and very fair, she shares a similar kind of complexion and composure as Perry does, looking like she's high-bred or from like a wealthy family. Her long blonde locks flowing down her back. The clothes that she wears are very expensive looking. Running into the room, she extends her hand out. She says, "Meryl, don't hurt him." Meryl, aiming the gun at Damon, looks back at the girl and says, "And why shouldn't I?" And she says, "He's my brother." And we will pick it up here next time. Thank you very much for joining us, adventurers. Remember that this has been a good day to die. See ya.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh my God!